YouTube? What is going on, fellow fantasy people? And of course, what is up, the catch fam? Hope everyone is doing fantastic today, man. Hope everyone had a wonderful week 10. We have got a lot to get into, man. So hit that like button on the way in, man. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you sub down below and become part of the catch fam, as we have got the Chiefs and the Raiders currently finishing up, man. Not really much of a contest left in this game, but certainly some fantasy implications none the less. So we'll go over this game as it continues to, well, the Chiefs just scored another touchdown. Brian Pringle in the end zone. Big win for the Chiefs. I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna finish this thing off, but we'll get into that and dissect all of Week 10. So hope everyone is doing fantastic, man. A little bit of a later start tonight, so I do apologize, guys, but happy to be here with you guys. None the less. I'll hop into the chat in just a minute here, but we're gonna go in and do my initial Week 10 fantasy reaction. So, man, I can tell you for myself, this was a tough week. I mean, it's really been the same sentiment every single week of the year, it feels like. But nonetheless, let's hop into it. Okay, Josh Allen, a very good stat line after that dud he had last week, about 21 fantasy points, over 360 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. A good day for Josh Allen. Zeke, a monster day, man, and that monster win for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, not to say that Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills didn't have a monster day, but I just felt, the Cowboys just obliterated the Atlanta Falcons. Dan Quinn returning to his former team as defensive coordinator and did not allow more than 3 points. Wow. Big day for the Cowboys overall. But yeah, Zeke specifically, 2 touchdowns on the day, 41 rushing yards, 15 receiving yards. A good day overall for Zeke. Josh Jacobs, playing in this game that we are currently watching, has not done much of anything, just 4 points overall, 7 carries, 15 yards. Probably his worst performance on the season when healthy. Emmanuel Sanders had a carry for 24 yards, 2 receptions on the day, full PPR, about 7 points. Jarvis Landry, another disappointing day, 4 receptions. The Browns, just an abysmal day overall, man. New England just absolutely shredding them. Really, these first couple of players, right? Not to get too off topic here, but the Bills laid it on the Jets. The Cowboys laid it on the Falcons. The Chiefs currently laying it on the Raiders. And the New England Patriots really laid it on the Browns. Some big margin losses today. Christian Kirk had a pretty good day overall with both DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray out. 7 receptions on the day, 58 receiving yards. Randy Bullock, one of the better kickers on the day, about 11 fantasy points. But we had some kickers put up some good points today. The Colts defense had a fantastic day, 15 fantasy points on the day. Hunter Henry, a big day, 2 touchdowns off 4 receptions for Hunter Henry today. Listen, man, Aaron Rodgers, pretty low scoring affair for the Packers and Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers, 292 passing yards and an interception and a fumble. But the Packers did pull off a win, but was it a pretty win? Not necessarily. Was it pretty if you're an Aaron Rodgers owner? Not necessarily, but hey, if you're a Packers fan, you got the dub. Jonathan Taylor, man, this man just continues to just destroy defenses. 21 carries, 116 rushing yards, a touchdown, 6 receptions, a beautiful stat line on the day. Michael Carter, someone who I had some concern about for you guys. I did say that the volume should be there, right? 16 carries, 39 rushing yards. He did find the end zone to really solidify the stat line on top of 4 receptions. So half PPR, full PPR. That helped the stat line as well. 18 points on the day on average. Chris Godwin almost didn't play in this game, but ended up with 7 receptions. Tough day for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A loss to the Washington football team. Noah Fant was my must-start tight end on the week. And, the matchup was incredible, but he only ended up with 5 receptions for 59 receiving yards, okay? Not a very good outing by Denver, but also, Philly is been the worst team against opposing tight ends on the year, so that was very surprising. For those of you that went out and picked up Elijah Moore, right, he only had 3 receptions on the day. I was a little worried about how this would turn out for him, being that Corey Davis was coming back. We didn't know exactly how the quarterback play was going to go, and it went awful. I mean, 4 interceptions by Mike White today. But nonetheless, Elijah Moore found the end zone with the touchdown today. So that's very good for those of you who used him as a waiver priority. Greg Joseph of the Vikings, 10 points. And like I said, some solid kickers out there. Adrian Peterson, bummer of a day, man. I mean, I'm a little worried about this Titans backfield. The Titans are finding a way to win football games. They're playing quite situational football, but are they going to have great fantasy backs? I'm not entirely sure. Outside of that, Derek Carr not having a phenomenal game right now, and I don't know how much more he's going to be able to add to that. Okay. Dak Prescott, a monster day, man. A rushing touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns, and just under 300 passing yards. Dismantled that Atlanta Falcons defense. Aaron Jones, before going down with the, MCL strain, right? Injury in this game, right? Which A.J. Dillon very much so benefited from. But nonetheless, in a pretty solid stat line, full PPR, half PPR if you did start Aaron Jones, right? 4 receptions off 6 targets, 61 receiving yards, and just 25 rushing yards, but maybe enough to get you through your fantasy week, although he did get injured. CMC, baby. Listen, we had a lot of discussion about, last night, the return of Cam Newton to the Panthers, right? How does this affect Christian McCaffrey? And I guess this was over the past couple of nights. I told you guys, do not worry, right? He does not have to score touchdowns to have good fantasy stat lines, and today was a perfect example of that. 13 carries for 95 rushing yards, 10 targets, 10 receptions, 66 receiving yards. A phenomenal day for Christian McCaffrey. Stephon Diggs, man, I kept telling you guys, do not lose faith in Stephon Diggs. And this was one of those stat lines that we have just been dying to see all season long. And I mean, the Jets have actually been pretty good against opposing receivers, but man, did they get dismantled today. 8 receptions, 162 receiving yards, and a touchdown for Stephon Diggs. A phenomenal day. All right, man. Javonte Williams, someone who I had a lot of faith in going into this matchup against Philly. He's been very bad against opposing running backs. 43 rushing yards and 2 receptions for an additional yard. He just did not find the end zone. Not a fantastic day. I have to admit, defeat on that call right there. Harrison Butker in this game's got 11 points. He's balling out, man. Corey Davis actually ended up having a pretty good day overall, 93 receiving yards, 5 receptions. Dallas Goddard, someone I told you guys to stay away from, as the Denver Broncos have been very good against opposing tight ends. Only 2 receptions on the day. Patty Mahomes, is this man back? Are the Chiefs back? This is a huge win for the Chiefs right now, man. They can take back this division. This is only the 2nd divisional game that the Chiefs have played all year. They will now be 1-1 within the division. This division is very, very tight. Patty Mahomes, 35 of 50 so far in this game, over 400 passing yards and 5 touchdowns. And yes, I did have Patrick Mahomes in the must-start quarterback segment. And I can't believe that I had to do that, right? And he sure showed up. Put your faith back in Patty Mahomes, man. Do not lose faith here. All right, Daryl Williams, man. Wow, what a night he's had. I know this game is not over, right? But so far, he's got 101 receiving yards and a touchdown on top of 43 rushing yards. He is having a monster day. Justin Jefferson had himself a big day. I expected this game to be slightly higher scoring, but still 27-20, a pretty high scoring affair. He had a great day, man. He looked really good out there. 9 receptions off 11 targets and 143 receiving yards. Loved what we saw out of him. Tyler Lockett, I mean, this game script was awful, but he did have 8 targets and only came down with 2 receptions. Not a good outing for Tyler Lockett. Dawson Knox, for those of you who own him, only had 1 target, 1 reception. Now, this game script, he really didn't need to do a whole lot, but disappointing day for the return of my guy, Dawson Knox, nonetheless. Okay, let's see here. Jerry Judy ended up with probably the best stat line out of those receivers for the Broncos. 6 receptions off of 9 targets, 48 receiving yards, but he did have a fumble as well. All right, let's keep chucking along here, boys. Kirk Cousins, not a fantastic day, man. I thought he'd have a little bit of a better stat line, right? I mean, like I told you guys, I thought that game would be a little bit higher scoring, but nonetheless, I mean, 294 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. It really wasn't that bad of a day. He did have a fumble, which kind of took away from the final stat line, but nonetheless. Dalvin Cook, right, about 20 fantasy points on average today, 94 rushing yards and a touchdown, 3 receptions as well. Very good day for Dalvin Cook. Najee Harris had a pretty good day as well. Did not find the end zone, but 105 rushing yards and 4 receptions on the day. CeeDee Lamb, man, my must-start wide receiver on the week, had 6 receptions. 2 of them were touchdowns and added 94 receiving yards off of those 6 touchdowns. 6 receptions. He had a phenomenal fantasy day, 28 points on average. DJ Moore, someone who, we talked about potentially gaining value of Cam Newton's return, although, of course, Cam didn't really play this entire game. My opinion was whether Cam plays, PJ Walker plays, it can't be any worse or any better, in my opinion, than what we'd already seen. He didn't really do much today, right? 4 receptions, 24 receiving yards. Kyle Pitts, full PPR, got you through, right? 4 receptions, 60 receiving yards, about 10 points in full PPR. James Robinson, I actually ended up starting in both my primary leagues, and I was pretty worried, especially towards the beginning of this game. I mean, Indianapolis, very, very good against the run. Indy came up in this game up 17-0, and they only scored 1 other touchdown in this game. Or was it 2 field goals? I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, 2 field goals. So, but nonetheless, James Robinson kind of came back in this game. 12 carries, 57 receiving yards, a touchdown, and added 4 receptions. A pretty nice stat line overall for James Robinson. A little banged up against a very tough Colts defense as well. So shout out to our guy, James Robinson, and shout out to our boy, Myers, man. Jacoby Myers. 4 receptions, 49 receiving yards, and his first NFL touchdown. A very good stat line for our guy Myers on the New England Patriots. Cordero, Pounder, and Cheese, guys. Yes, this game script was absolutely abysmal. Okay. It did not support our guy Patterson at all. The Falcons were playing from behind literally this entire game. But nonetheless, just 4 carries, 25 rushing yards, and 1 reception. Finally, guys, the first bad stat line on the season for our boy Cordero, Pounder, and Cheese. Austin Eckler kind of saved this game, or this stat line, I should say, with a touchdown towards the end. 44 rushing yards, 3 receptions, and a touchdown on the day. Not a bad stat line, but could have been better, of course. Our guy, Michael Pittman, really a full PPR play today. 5 receptions, 71 receiving yards. Not a bad day by any means, the way that he's played on the season. I mean, you can't expect him to go out and score a touchdown every single day. A decent stat line, especially full PPR. Deontay Johnson, another guy who, came out 7 receptions off 13 targets, 83 receiving yards, and a fumble. A good full PPR play today. I mean, we talked about this last night, right? Even if Big Ben does not play, as long as Mason Rudolph's out there, he's got chemistry with a lot of these Pittsburgh Steelers wide receivers. So, I was a little bit worried about Deontay Johnson today, but he turned out to have a pretty nice stat line. And I wasn't as worried, I think, as some other people were out there. All right, Dalton Schultz, 1 reception. He did have that second target. He only had 2 targets on the day. The second target was a red zone target. So there's at least some saving grace there, right? Scary Terry. I really, really like this matchup for Scary Terry versus Tampa Bay. But he only had 8 targets, 6 receptions, 59 receiving yards. Once again, a full PPR play, but hey, not a bad stat line. Hunter Renfro, got a lot of questions about should I start Hunter Renfro, and I told you guys, really like this matchup versus Kansas City tonight. So far in the game, right, which is almost through the 2-minute warning, 7 receptions, 46 receiving yards, and a touchdown. A very good stat line for our guy, Hunter Renfro. Okay, A.J. Dillon. Oh, my goodness. Obviously, Aaron Jones goes down in this game, but, I had a very good feeling as soon as this was announced a snow game that A.J. Dillon was just going to have a baller day. 21 carries, 66 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 receptions for 62 receiving yards. He had a baller day. Shout out to A.J. Dillon. All right, let's keep rolling, guys. Let's see here. Leonard Fournette, didn't have a monster rushing day. 47 rushing yards off 11 carries. And, Washington's front 7 is pretty stout, but man, did the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get him involved in the passing game. 8 receptions off of 9 targets for 45 receiving yards. A phenomenal day, really, for Leonard Fournette, being that he did not score a touchdown. All right, James Conner, a player that I told you guys, start James Conner this week. I don't care about the matchup. We are starting James Conner every single week until he gets, God forbid, he gets injured or I don't know. The Cardinals signed, I don't know, with Daniel Tomlinson, reincarnated or something, right? James Conner has been phenomenal. He leads the league, in rushing touchdowns. And guys, he did not disappoint today. No, this wasn't a phenomenal stat line, but I told you guys, right, we do need to tamper expectations versus the Carolina Panthers. They are very, very good against the run, but nonetheless, man, he found the end zone. Okay. 39 rushing yards, a touchdown, 3 receptions, 25 receiving yards. A very good day for James Conner, especially against that Carolina defense. Okay. Tyreke Hill is doing Tyreke Hill things again, just like Patrick Mahomes is doing Patrick Mahomes things again. 7 receptions off of 10 targets so far in this game, 83 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. This does have a fumble, but hey, he's over 20 fantasy points. This is the reason he went out and drafted him, and he looks very sharp tonight. Cole Beasley, a very disappointing day. 2 receptions off of 2 targets, 15 receiving yards. Okay, not a lot there. That's the only problem with this Bills team, man. They get it done, but they get it done with a lot of guys that just aren't fantasy relevant as well. And sometimes, these players like Stephon Diggs are really going to ball out. That means Cole Beasley's not going to ball out. Dawson Knox isn't going to ball out, but Gabriel Davis will ball out. I mean, it's just tough to call this Bills team, man. Buffalo Bills defense, though, a very, very good day. 4 interceptions, right? They only turned that into about 13 fantasy points, believe it or not, though. Okay. Ryan Tannehill, not a great fantasy day, but I don't think a lot of us are starting him at this point. About 213 passing yards, a touchdown, a rushing touchdown as well. We did have a fumble on the day. Ty Johnson, if you started him, about 8 fantasy points on the day in full PPR. Zach Ertz, about 8 fantasy points in full PPR. Marvin Jones, about 5 fantasy points in full PPR. Jalen Hurts, man, a little bit of a bummer of a day. About 18 fantasy points on average. I thought he'd have a little bit of a better game here. But give the Broncos credit. Their defense is pretty good, although they still got 30 points put upon them. I thought Jalen Hurts would be a little bit more involved in this game, but 2 passing touchdowns, 53 rushing yards, and 178 passing yards. I mean, it's a good day nonetheless. Man, Mark Ingram, a very, very good day. I was surprised. I mean, Tennessee's been very good against the run. He did get involved in the passing game. That was really the important thing here. So full PPR, he had a very nice stat line. 14 carries, 47 rushing yards, a touchdown. 4 receptions off of 7 targets and 61 receiving yards. I was a little surprised, to be honest. I think the gamble that we talked about with Mark Ingram was that if he does not find the end zone, you're probably looking at about 50 rushing yards and a couple of receptions. But he did find the end zone, and he did a lot with those receptions today. So kudos to those of you who started Mark Ingram or picked him up on the waiver wire this week. All right, let's see here. Russell Gage. Oh my gosh, guys. Russell Gage, a goose egg on the day, man. 3 targets, 0 receptions. Awful day. Tyler Conklin, a very good stream on the week. At this point, he might be a start for some of you guys, but 3 receptions, 2 of those were touchdowns. A very good day for Tyler Conklin of the Minnesota Vikings. Dearness Johnson, man, 19 carries, just under 100 rushing yards, 7 receptions for 58 receiving yards. He did have a fumble, but still a very nice stat line nonetheless. All right, Michael Badgley of the Indianapolis Colts at the kicker position had a very good day, about 11 fantasy points. Zach Moss, if you started him, not a very good day whatsoever, but he found the end zone. So, hey, he got you through if you started him, potentially in the flex at least, right? All right, let's see here. Russell Wilson, gosh, what a disappointing day. Threw the ball 40 times, 161 passing yards, 2 interceptions. He did rush for 32 yards, but no points, obviously, for the Seattle Seahawks. Not a good day. All right, Amari Cooper, 4 receptions off 4 targets, 51 receiving yards. Not a fantastic day there. Keenan Allen, 8 receptions off 11 targets, 98 total receiving yards. Pretty solid day, especially full PPR. Pat Freiermuth, a guy who, after yesterday's news of Big Ben not playing, I told you guys I don't really like this start. Only 5 points on the day, 5 receptions overall, 31 receiving yards and a fumble. Not a great day for our boy Freiermuth, but he'll bounce back as soon as Big Ben is back out there. Mike Evans, only 3 targets, but turned that into 2 receptions for 62 receiving yards and a touchdown. A good day for Mike Evans, nonetheless. Chris Boswell, the Pittsburgh Steelers, a baller day, man. About 12 fantasy points today. Kenyon Drake, for those of you who started him, not doing a whole lot in this game. About 5 fantasy points at the moment. Tony Pollard, man, got pretty involved in this, blowout basically for the Dallas Cowboys. 42 rushing yards, 6 receptions off of 7 targets for 56 receiving yards. A pretty decent day, especially in full PPR for Tony Pollard. Justin Herbert, man, I mean, not really a great day. He's kind of hitting one of those slumps, right? He has these back and forth stages, it feels like, as Kansas City Chiefs officially going to win this game 41-14 over the Raiders. But yeah, Justin Herbert, 195 passing yards, a touchdown, an interception. Not a very good overall fantasy day. Melvin Gordon, another, I mean, this really surprised me. Philly looked very good against the run today. 9 carries, 45 rushing yards. He did find the end zone, but he did have a fumble, and he had negative receiving yards on the day. So not a fantastic day. Alex Collins, for those of you who started him versus Green Bay, really the gamble here is that if he does not find the end zone, it's just not a solid start. And he did not find the end zone, 41 rushing yards and a reception overall. Mike Williams, 4 receptions, 33 receiving yards. Guys, I'm officially, I'm just kind of recommending Mike Williams at this point as a flex wide receiver 2 at best. And I told you guys, if he does not have a good fantasy day versus Minnesota, we are already semi-panicking last week at this point. I don't really know how confident we can be in Mike Williams on a consistent basis anymore, right? This might be the final straw. Jalen Waddle, we've already touched on Thursday night, so we're skipping over those players. Excuse me. TJ Hawkinson, what in the world, man? 1 target, 0 receptions, a goose egg. Come on, TJ. What was that, man? Devonta Smith, holy cow, man. He got dropped in mine and Steven's primary league, and I really, really meant to pick him up. I had a waiver in for him, but then Michael Gallup got activated from IR, who I had on my IR, and therefore the waiver did not go through. And then I just didn't pull the trigger in the morning. I wanted to see how, I have Jarvis Landry and then Michael Gallup. I wanted to see how they did, and I got this all wrong. Devonta Smith is looking pretty good. 4 receptions off 6 targets, 66 receiving yards, and 2 scores. He has a phenomenal fantasy playoff schedule, guys. He's going to face Washington, the New York Giants, and Washington weeks 15 through 17. He is a player to keep an eye on if he's available in your league. All right, let's see here. Almost done, guys. Appreciate everyone being out here tonight, man. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Make sure you hit that sub button down below, and we'll hop into the chat in just a second here, man. I hope everyone is doing great. Appreciate you guys coming out tonight. Let's keep on rolling. Okay, Tom Brady. Bummer of a day for a guy, Brady. 220 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions as well. Okay, about 15 points on average on the day. Brandon Bolden, a player who I told you guys I really liked in full PPR this week. 3 carries, 32 rushing yards, 3 receptions over all 38 receiving yards. It's not a fantastic stat line, don't get me wrong, but full PPR, he was a good flex play on the week. Naheem Hines, someone who I actually had some confidence in this week, had an awful game. I don't think we can trust Naheem Hines, but I thought, logically we could see a same or similar game script to what we saw last week versus the Jets. It started out that way, and then the Jacksonville Jaguars hung in this game in the second half. So we got that one wrong, have to admit. A.J. Brown, this was a player that, especially for those of you who had a lot of receivers to pick from, I told you guys I did not like him this week. Still like him on the season, don't get me wrong, but I was expecting Marshawn Lattimore to really be pressed on him all day. And actually, Lattimore did actually move around in this game a little bit, but nonetheless, don't get me wrong, the Saints secondary did not play very good in this game, but they played well enough, and they shut down A.J. Brown. Just 1 reception off of 4 targets, and he had a carry for 7 yards in this game as well, but not a good fantasy day. Devontae Adams, obviously did not find the end zone, but nonetheless, 7 receptions off of 11 targets, 78 receiving yards, full PPR. It's a good day. Darren Waller in the game that just finished here, just 4 receptions off 7 targets, not a fantastic day at all. DK Metcalf, bummer day, man. 3 receptions off of 8 targets, 26 receiving yards, about 5 fantasy points on average. Not a good day. Carolina's defense had a very good day, 13 points on average. Arizona needs Kyler back and healthy, man. Devin Singletary was a player that I told you I really, really liked as a flex play or an RB2 if you're absolutely hurting, man. And the Jets defense has just been awful against opposing running backs. We already talked about Zach Moss, who scored today, but Devin Singletary, 7 carries, 43 rushing yards, and a touchdown. He did have a fumble today, but he still put up double-digit fantasy points in full PPR and just under in any other scoring formats. Carson Wentz, an awful day. No touchdowns, 180 passing yards, and negative rushing yards on the day. Bad day for Carson Wentz, although this was a great start on paper versus Jacksonville, but a bad fantasy day nonetheless. Deandre Swift, 33 carries, guys. 33 carries in this tie football game. Wow. Wow is all I have to say. I don't know the names of the other Lions backs, but all these Lions running backs today were balling out, man. I don't know what was happening with Pittsburgh's defense, but nonetheless, I mean, this was a low-scoring affair overall. But DeAndre Swift, 33 carries, 130 rushing yards, and 3 receptions for 5 yards. So a pretty good day overall. J.D. McKissick, we really liked McKissick this week, guys, versus Tampa Bay. Did not do a whole lot. 4 receptions for 35 receiving yards and barely anything on the ground with just 4 rushing yards. Adam Thielen continues to be very consistent, at least from a full PPR standpoint. 5 receptions, 65 receiving yards on the day. Travis Kelce had a baller night, man. I mean, this is one of those games, man. Mahomes, Hill, Kelce back in action. The Chiefs' running game looked very good. But nonetheless, Travis Kelce, 8 receptions off 10 targets, 119 receiving yards. Cortland Sutton, we did not like Sutton this week, man, going up against Darius Slay, who's been quietly very, very good on the season. Just 2 receptions off 3 targets, 29 receiving yards, a bad day overall. New England Patriots defense, another good week, another double-digit fantasy week, 12 points on average. Antonio Gibson, man, what in the world? He's back, apparently. 24 carries, 64 rushing yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, a very, very good day overall. All right, let's see here. Let me make sure I did not miss anyone. Let's see here. Let's see what T.Y. Hilton did. Because I actually don't know off the top of my head. Wow, 1 point. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully you guys did not start T.Y. Hilton. Ricky Seals-Jones was someone who I felt really good about on the day. I mean, he only had about 6 points today, but, it could have been worse. So I think that's just about everyone, guys. Just going through, making sure I didn't miss anyone. Ramondre Stevenson. Okay, I knew there was someone. Yeah, Ramondre Stevenson, a baller day, man. If you picked him up today, kudos to you. 27 points on the day, man. We loved Ramondre Stevenson in the offseason and preseason. And Damon Harris is banged up. Don't get me wrong, Damon Harris has been fantastic on the season. But this looks like this could be the back, man. They get Atlanta next week, then 2 tough matchups versus Tennessee and Buffalo, then a bye week, Indianapolis and Buffalo. It's a tough stretch after that. They did get Jacksonville in week 17. So don't get me wrong. Week 11 and week 17, take a look at Ramondre Stevenson, 100 rushing yards on the dot. Okay. 2 rushing touchdowns, man. 5 targets, 4 receptions. A baller day for Ramondre Stevenson overall. Love to see it, man. I mean, this is a player that, we really liked on the channel in the offseason, preseason. He started Jordan Howard. He had about 8 fantasy points on the day. Outside of that, I think we hit all the major players. So I appreciate you guys for getting through the fantasy, fantasy reaction for week 10, man. It was an entertaining week, to say the least. So, a lot of things to get into. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get into the chat here. It looks like you guys have been pretty active, so I'll hop in here, man. All right, Juke, do you think I need to get rid of CMC now? He got banged up and went to the blue tent today. This is a good point, okay? No, I don't think you should get rid of CMC. No, I truly don't. I still have faith. I have full faith in CMC, man. Okay, the first time he got a little banged up, he got his hamstring worked on. It's just a little sore is what I would interpret it, because he was able to go back in. The second time, he did not want to go into the tent. Okay. He was, one of those situations where he was forced to go into the tent. And I don't get me wrong, as a CMC owner, I was watching it with a little bit of scaredness, so to speak. But no, don't panic, man. Do not panic here. CMC will be fine, in my opinion. All right, let's see here. Having Rodgers, Jones, and Adams did not work out this week. Yeah, very low scoring affair. Weather definitely a part of that, man, but a low scoring affair nonetheless. Aaron Reborn, what's going on, my guy? Good to see you out here tonight. Paul Miller, the Lions didn't lose. No, they did not. They did not. Mr. Sarcastic, Aaron Jones, crying face. Yeah. Luckily, I mean, this injury could have been a lot worse. So, I mean, it could have been worse. That's the positive of this, right? Mr. Matchake Kim, any updates on Aaron Jones? Nonetheless, wow. Apparently I can't speak tonight. Not any yet. None yet is what I meant to say there. But hopefully, I mean, with a lot of these injuries that happen on Sundays, we probably won't get a good read until at least Monday midday. So we'll keep an out and a lookout. Wow, I said can't talk tonight, but nothing that I've seen yet, Mr. Matt Jacob. Jew lost Jones and Goddard today. Do you have Dylan? Hey, you got Dylan, Mr. Matt Jacob. That's why I've been saving AJ Dillon. Hey, kudos to you guys for using that handcuff to your advantage. Yeah, Dylan's going to be good in the meantime, man. He looked phenomenal today. Ray Gamer ended up losing in the 1 league. Bridgewater did terrible and Daniel Carlson did bad, but Diggs, Keenan Allen, Cook, Dearness Johnson, and Colts defense did good. I'm only winning by 15 and only have Van Jefferson left. My opponent has Odell and Stafford. Hey, you never know. You can still pull it off, man. You never know. Don't give up faith, Ray. Should I trade Cook and Kyler for Brady and Kelsey? Yes. 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 Dalvin Cook. Okay, hold on. So you've got, that really hurts. Let me know the rest of your running back depth. Sorry, for some reason I immediately thought Jerry Cook. I was like, what? Yes, do that trade right now. Let me know the rest of your running back depth, Ray Gamer. George Cook, what's going on, man? I got Russell Wilson, Burrow, CD, Lockett, AB, Aaron Jones, Najee, and Patterson. Do I take a trade offer for Chris Carson, Deontay Johnson for Wilson, and Lockett half PPR? I mean, I don't hate this trade, but at the same time, it just depends on who your backup quarterback is. Oh, you got Burrow. I'm so sorry. So you're going to add Carson and Johnson. Replace Lockett with Johnson. I like that. Then you get the depth of Carson if and when he does come back to add on to Jones, Najee, and Patterson while you're currently, down at the running back position with Aaron Jones. Yeah, I like that trade a lot, George. I think that's a good overall trade for you, man. Absolutely. Ray Gamer, I'm now 5-5 in this league. If I lose next week, I won't make the playoffs. I'll be 5-5 if I lose this week, which is likely. We'll see. We'll see. Don't give up faith, my guy. Jerry, what's up, everyone? What is up, Jerry? Hope you're doing fantastic. Always good to have you here, my guy. Slade, I'm effed. I had Robert Woods, got Kyler, have Aaron Jones, just got Robinson back, have AB too. Injuries are killing me. Yeah, man, I can't believe that conversation we had in the comment section about you potentially trading Robert Woods and like an hour later, he got injured. I mean, it's just unbelievable, man. Overall, as I'm trying to change my TV to highlights of the day, there we go. Overall, man, injuries have been rough for absolutely everyone this year, So I do absolutely feel for you, but use the waiver wire to your advantage. Do not give up faith, man. There's still hope, okay? There's still hope, believe it or not. All right, so I'm just checking. Man, Tyreke Hill at 20. I need Brandon Ayuk to go absolutely insane. All right, side note here. I'm down 58-75. My opponent's projected 84 points. I'm projected 80 points. He's got George Kittle left versus the Rams. I've got Brandon Ayuk, Matt Gay, and the Rams defense. So this is a tough matchup. I have to say. Okay. All right, Ray Gamer. Next week's projections show 118. Wish I didn't have to verse this person next week. Hey, could be worse, right? Could be worse. Jerry, what a disappointing day. Almost had the upset, but Collins and Lockett blew it. Yeah, I mean, Seattle just blew it. And hey, yeah, I mean, I know that you're going to have a close matchup, so that does stink. It does stink, man. If you almost got the upset, that really sucks, my guy. Ray Gamer, I wish Kyler played today. Yeah, it definitely would have been a better day for you overall, of course. Adam, don't like celebrating injuries? Absolutely not. None of us do. Yeah, we, of course, never wish injury on anyone. But I've been stashing A.J. Dillon all year. Hey, when those handcuffs pay off, they pay off, my guy. Ray Gamer, Cook should have had his second touchdown literally at the goal line. Yeah. CMC got a touchdown stolen from Chuba Hubbard today. I think Ramondre Stevenson almost had 3 touchdowns. It's always frustrating, right? Ray Gamer, it's like my team did good, but quarterback sucked. Yeah, that could happen. Ron the GOAT, what's up, man? Face CD Lamb and Daryl Williams. I lost. Ooh, yikes. What's up, though? What's going on, Ron? Good to have you here as always, man. AJ Brown's so wrong for what he did. Yeah. I really did. Wasn't crazy about him on the day, man. All right. Jerry, I didn't want to drop D. Williams in the catch fam league, but I had no use for him. Cotter and Fournette are more reliable. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, guys. I mean, I didn't necessarily hate moving on from Williams. I don't know if this is going to be a consistent thing at all, but he had a very good game nonetheless. Nonetheless. And he was available in my primary league. I took a look at him and I was just like, I mean, I'm not going to start him over any of my other running backs, you know? So in terms of having a reliable, consistent player, you know, I'm with you, Jerry. You know, I wouldn't have hung on to him either. Excuse me, guys. All right, Ray Gaber. I face Lamb, Robinson, and Cowboys defense, and still Stafford tomorrow. Yikes. I put in a waiver for Daryl Williams, but just didn't get him when CH went down. Yeah, not good. But hey, don't give up faith, man. You got a great fantasy mind. Don't give up faith. Run the goat. I'm really regretting on snagging him when CH went down, and I'm a CH owner. Yikes. Yikes. Loud Boy Trey. I was down big, like 80 plus points in fantasy, and just made a comeback with Mahomes. Let's go, Wild Boy Trey. Thank you, CD, for a great week too. Yeah, he balled out. All right, face tinfoil up by 44. My opponent has Debo and Stafford. What do you think? I think you got a good shot here. It's a very good chance that Ramsey is on Debo most of the night. Stafford, I mean, easily can put up 20 points in this game, 25 points. But as long as Debo gets held to about 15 or under, you should be good here. I think that you're good. I really do. Well, boy, Trey, I'm down 1 point in fantasy heading into Monday with Debo, Eli Mitchell, and Robbie Gould. Let's go, wild boy Trey. Let's go. Lou Triple D, what's up, man? Would I rather have Goddard or Pittman rest of season standard league? Great question. For me, I'd argue Pittman just because he's the one mouth to feed on the Colts, where Godwin's got several mouths to feed on the Bucs, but they're both phenomenal receivers. So Pittman, as of late, has been finding the end zone quite a bit. Both phenomenal receivers. Don't have anything bad to say about either of them, but I think I'd lean Pittman here, which is kind of crazy to say. K9, let's go. I won this week. I'm now 5-5. Let's go, bro. CMC did good. He got me 26 points, and we did not get a touchdown. Let's go. Yeah. Doesn't have to score touchdowns to have a good fantasy day, believe it or not. On the go, Goddard got hurt mid-game, and A.J. Brown gave me 3 points. Yeah, okay, I did not mention that, right? I actually did not see that on the day that Goddard got hurt. So, I mean, I of course try to get every single note, but that would explain why he did not have a phenomenal fantasy day. On top of the Broncos just being pretty damn good against opposing wide receivers, but opposing tight ends. But that definitely doesn't help if he's hurt. Cardinals D also let me down, yet they had a bad day. Bad day for the Cardinals overall. Jerry, nothing like listening to John while you're driving. Hey, I appreciate that. Those kind words, Jerry. Of course, my guy. And I like the way we start these Sunday night streams, where I'm just going through about every single player in fantasy, right? I mean, typically I don't think I miss anyone, but just going through how everyone did, some of the overall game scripts on the day. So yeah, I hope that is enjoyable for you guys to listen to. All right, Max, I'm down by 10 and I have Kupp and my opponent has Elijah Mitchell. What do you think? I think you'll be okay. I think Kupp can stretch this out for you. Yeah, I think you'll be good, my guy. Yeah. Robbie Anderson needs to eat boy a twig. Fair enough. Hey, that's not a player who went over, though, but Robbie Anderson did have a fine stat line on the day, did score a touchdown. Don't panic and go pick him up, though. I don't know if this is going to be consistent, though. DJ Moore needs to eat. Yeah. Let me know in the chat, man. How do you guys feel about Cam's return? I was happy to see it, man. I like Cam Newton. A lot of emotion when he finally scored that touchdown. So shout out to Cam, man. On the CMC injury, he was checked for a head injury and was cleared. Hammy is fine. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Hammy, it's natural in his first game back or second game back, right? This Hammy to some degree is going to get sore at times, right? But he took some big hits today. He was very involved in this game. I wasn't surprised that it flared up to some degree, but I'm not worried about it. And yes, you're absolutely right. He was checked for a head injury. If you were watching the game, he did not want to. I mean, he was not having it. He was super upset that he had to go into the tent, but his protocol. I'm glad that they checked him out, right? That everything was okay with him. But yeah, he was cleared. So do not panic on our guy CMC. James Martin, is Skowronek worth a pickup? Wow. And what am I? Skowronek. Oh, isn't that the that's right, he's on the Rams. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no until we see how this game plays out. But yeah, this is the guy who's supposed to replace Robert Woods' role theoretically. Let's just sit back and wait unless you have a player that you can drop right away that you do not care about, and you have the depth, and maybe you can make that move now. But let's sit back and see how this Rams game unfolds. Would be my first thought, at least. Max, I also started Aaron and AJ. Yikes, bad days for them, man. Ray Gamer, rest of running backs: Chubb, Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, and CEH. All right, let's see here. Oh no, I lost your trade. Right, remind me of your trade. But you're okay. Right, you're losing Cook. Okay, but you still have Chubb, Montgomery, and Hunt. I don't mind that trade, Ray. I don't mind that trade at all. Other tight ends, Gesicki and Knox. If you're Drex QB part, I'll do Cook for Kelsey. Okay, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. No, but I would try to get the quarterback aspect as well there, which is Brady. Okay, yeah, yeah. I don't mind that trade. I think your running back depth is good. Is Cook going to hurt to lose? Yeah. But can he get through with Chubb, Montgomery, a healthy Kareem Hunt, and CH? Yeah. Yeah. Chubb and Montgomery in the meantime, for sure. Lucia, what's going on, man? Do you think it's possible to trade Daryl Williams at this point? I think everyone knows CH is coming back. Maybe in a package deal, but like a 1-for-1. I don't necessarily think a lot of owners are going to go for it, but don't get me wrong. Even when CH comes back, Williams can still be involved in this game. They've used both of these backs before, and Williams could be used as a receiving back for sure. So, in a package deal, potentially, yeah, but a 1-for-1, I'm not quite sure, man. On the go, I'm 4-6 after today, so I won't make the playoffs. I don't think the standings are 9-0. What? Who is 9-0? Ron? Get this man out of here. That's your goal. If you don't make the playoffs, get that man a loss. 6-3, 5-4, 4-5, 4-5, 4-5, 2-7, 2-7. I mean, if you can win a couple games here at the end here, and enough of those 5-4 teams lose enough games, and some of those 6-3 team lose some games, you're not out of this, man. I mean, I'm not good at math, and I'd have to see your standings in a row, and points scored matter, of course, as well. But my gut feeling is that you're still in that, even with 6 losses after today. You can still technically get back in. There's enough teams that are 5-4 there. I mean, really, the top there, 9-0 and 6-3, right? They're probably going to be the biggest issues, but there's so many 5-4 teams, and then a couple teams with 7 losses. As long as you stay in front of the 7-loss teams and you can creep up on the 4-5 teams, I think you're actually in the 5-4 teams as well. I think you can get back in that, actually. Justin White, Russ cost me this week. I'm 6-4 now. Yeah, Russ, an awful day, man. Think about trading him away. Mike Evans, Tom Brady doesn't target him enough, even with AB and Gronk out. Yeah, I mean, it's very game script dependent, but he still offers great upside at all times. But if you need value, man, need to win now. I'm not against it. Red Gamer, I would have Brady, Diggs, Keenan Allen, Chubb, Montgomery, Kelsey, and Flex would be Hunt, CH, or Higgins on a waiver, most likely to replace Collier with the Brady part if I do the trade. Yeah, I like that. I don't mind that trade at all, man. Jeez Louise, what's going on, man? AJ Brown cost me my matchup and Gesicki. I have a good team, but they keep underperforming. Yeah. Awful week for Gesicki. Awful week for AJ Brown, man. It's a tough week. It's another week where today felt a little bit more normal than what we've seen on the season, but nonetheless, it's a tough fantasy week, man. A lot of strange calls out there. All right, Andrew, I'm up 10 with Ayuk, and he has Debo who wins. Man, I think you can edge this out. I actually really do think you can edge this out. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing is, the nice thing is that you have the 10-point advantage, right? And because you have that, Ayuk is just kind of slowly adding to that lead. And as long as Debo doesn't have a breakout, not necessarily a breakout night, but a phenomenal high scoring night. I mean, listen, Ramsey's going to be on in most of this game. Can Ramsey float? Will Ramsey be on Ayuk at times and Kittle at times? Yes, but Ayuk's probably going to see far less of that pressure than Debo or Kittle. So I like your chances here, actually, believe it or not. And Septivis, what's going on, man? Up by 12 in a full PPR league. Opponent has Cup left, and I have Henderson and Rams defense. Who wins? I actually think you have a good shot to win this. Now, I'm not going to bet against Cooper Kupp. Let's be realistic. He's been phenomenal on the season, but that 12-point lead is very nice. Henderson is probably going to have a very good night. Listen, the Niners are not good against the run. I like Henderson quite a bit. I mean, even in full PPR here. So the Rams defense is nice too. Let's say they have not a great night. They get you 5 points. Well, that just means that you got a 17-point lead, right? And whatever Henderson does. I think Henderson will actually have a good night. So you definitely have a shot here, but being that it's full PPR, of course, I mean, Kupp's had some wild stat lines on the year. Let's not get it twisted. But I will say that the 49ers have been pretty good against opposing wide receivers. Does that really mean anything for a guy like Cooper Kupp? Not necessarily, right? Let's just be realistic here. But you definitely have a shot. Definitely have a shot here. James Martin, Jamison Crowder, a drop up. Yeah. I'm not crazy about any of these Jets receivers, just far too inconsistent, man. I mean, every time I bench Corey Davis, my 20-man league, he has a good stat line. You can't trust Corey Davis. Can we trust Moore? Maybe. He's been the most consistent, it feels like. Crowder, I don't know if I want to say he's a drop, but he's very game script dependent. And this quarterback play for the Jets is awful. So if there's a player out there that you think has better value, yeah, I think Crowder is worth moving on from. David, what's up, my guy? What to do? 10-team league, assemble powerhouse teams, but lose 3 or 7 games. Plus, nobody cares. I cannot make trades. I need to find money leagues. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. It's tough when nobody cares. My recommendation would be you can, if I'm not mistaken, there are different ways online to find actual money leagues and leagues where people are very involved. So next year, I'm sure that you can turn this around, man, and find a much more competitive league. But it might be a little bit too late at this point in the season, unfortunately. Just being realistic here, but we'll get you set up next year, David, for sure. I think the Catch Fam is going to do a very big league next year, but I don't know how we're going to get everyone involved. We're going to have to move into next year and figure it out then, right? But maybe that can be something for you to look forward to. But yeah, I know it's frustrating, man, when people don't care in leagues, especially when you have a good team, right? And yeah, I know it's definitely frustrating, man. Justin, so do you think I should keep Evans or try to get Diggs, or if you think somebody else, who? Are you just, so if you're just trying to trade Mike Evans, like it's probably going to be hard with Diggs coming off of his best performance of the year to do that 1-for-1 trade. You'd probably have to give up another player. Do I like Stephon Diggs in this circumstance? Of course I do. I still like Mike Evans on the season, but I can understand the frustration, right? And yes, it's one of the problems with Tampa's offense. So many mouths to feed, but don't get me wrong, man. Same problem with the Bills offense, right? So many mouths to feed as well that it's hard because these wide receivers of high caliber can end up being relatively inconsistent. So, of course, I like Diggs, but do I think that you can trade Evans coming off of kind of not a fantastic performance and trade him for Diggs straight up? He's coming off his best performance of the season. Not necessarily. But if you end up keeping Evans, like, I don't hate it, man. I mean, I still like Mike Evans on the season. So who do I think you could get for him? That's a tough question. Like, I don't know. If you do a Evans trade straight up, I don't know that you can really get a receiver of that much higher caliber than Mike Evans himself. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. George Cook, single quarterback league, have Burrow and Wilson. Do I trade Lockett and Wilson for Deontay Johnson and Chris Carson? I own Aaron Jones. Yeah. Sorry, man, if you did not hear my response earlier. I do like this trade, right? I think that Deontay, in terms of consistency, is a good upgrade from Tyler Lockett. And being that you have Burrow, I mean, is Wilson going to have weeks where he might put up 30 points? Sure, but is he going to have games where he has, he does what he does today? Yes. At least Burrow gives you consistency, right? A bad day for Burrow is close to 16, 17 points, and a good day, much closer to 25, 28 points. So I don't mind this trade because obviously Aaron Jones going down for you. Chris Carson adding that depth, even if he's not healthy in week 11, at least you have it down the stretch and it gives you some, an extra running back. So I actually do like this trade, George. I really do. And Septivis, let's see. What's your outlook on Chubb rest of the season? Should I be selling high on him after the Detroit Lions game next week? I've also heard people saying he is one of the easiest playoff schedules. What do you think? Here's the thing with Nick Chubb. I do love Nick Chubb. Okay. Technically speaking, right, at this point in the season, and I encourage you guys, if you haven't done so already, Friday night we did a stream going over playoff schedules. I went over every single position, weeks 15 through 17, their strength of schedule at every single position for every single team. I encourage you guys to watch that stream. Very, very informative in my humble opinion. But technically speaking, Nick Chubb has a pretty difficult strength of schedule weeks 15 through 17. Okay. But part of that comes from Pittsburgh being sprinkled in there in week 17. So it automatically drops that overall outlook. So here's the thing. It's good that you're looking at this man, but he's got Detroit, which should be a phenomenal game. Then Baltimore, bye week in Baltimore. Baltimore is currently number 19 against opposing running back. So it's a pretty good matchup. Then he gets Las Vegas, he's 22nd. Green Bay, he's 15. But Green Bay, don't let that 15 number fool you, man. They've been good against opposing running backs. They've been really good, especially as in the red zone for the most part of the season. And then they get Pittsburgh, who I know got gassed today, but before today, they're number 3 on the season. So those last 2 games are kind of tough, but here's the thing with Nick Chubb, man, and we talked about this on Friday night's stream. He's Nick Chubb. He's matchup proof, man. I wouldn't sell Nick Chubb unless he can get a running back of his same caliber, a Deandre Swift, a Najee Harris. I would say an Aaron Jones, but he's injured, and an additional high-end RB or wide receiver 2 or low-end wide receiver RB1, right? Like, I want a player the same caliber if you're selling him high and you're getting another valuable player that you can plug in right away. That's the only way I trade Nick Chubb. But I love Nick Chubb's outlook on the rest of the season, okay? Mainly because I think he's relatively matchup proof when healthy. Geez Louise, what's going on, man? Thoughts on what I should do, if anything? I'm 3-7. Brady, Zeke, Connor, AJ Brown, Jefferson, Gesicki, Gerald Henderson, Wentz, Fournette, Josh Jacobs, Lockett, Scary Terry, Waller, CH Hunt. Some guy dropped Scary Terry to pick up Jonathan Peoples-Jones. Wow. Dude, to be honest, man, I'm very surprised that you're 3-7. This is a loaded team. Like, I don't even know how you can really improve this team. Could you potentially package like a Lockett and Gesicki, and then just make Waller your starting tight end? Maybe get a valuable player out of that. I mean, I'd want to keep everyone else: Brady, Zeke, Connor, AJ Brown, and Justin Jefferson. I think you have to keep, as well as Scary Terry, just to give you 3 solid receivers to lean on. Darrell Henderson, I would not recommend moving on from, nor would I move on from Fournette. Listen, I love Josh Jacobs to death, but looking at your RB depth, maybe that's a player you can consider moving on from, dependent or considering that you have CH and Hunt there as well. Those are probably going to be a little bit less valuable of players in terms of a trade because they've been banged up, right? Even though they're coming back, maybe a team at the top would trade for them. But listen, could you package? I mean, it's probably not a good week to package Gesicki and Lockett. They're coming off of very bad performances. But Josh Jacobs, once again, coming off a bad performance. But, I mean, they've still been good on these seasons. So maybe look to a team at the top and consider some of those guys, okay? Maybe consider an A.J. Brown, but once again, he's coming off of a very bad performance. So you're not going to get his true value, right? And then just replace him on your roster with Scary Terry. But it's just tough because I think that the players who are worth trading on that roster all had bad performances here in week 10, unfortunately. David Glazer, frustrated. My bench is more talented than other team starters, but other owners either don't know or are scared to trade. Just venting. Hey, no worries, man. That's what we're here for, my guy. Let's see here. Justin White. I got Sanders, D-Hop, Ayuk, and Brandon Cooks to pair with Mike Evans to trade off. Let me know what you think. Yeah. So looking at those guys, I mean, if those are all of your receivers, do you? Well, if you don't have any other receivers, and I don't know that you can move on from Mike Evans, but if you're just not listing your primary wide receiver on this team, then that might change things. But if you're going to pair anyone here, I would just hold on to D Hop, right? I hold on to that value down the stretch, and I like Ayuk's outlook on the rest of the season. So maybe a Brandon Cooks, but if you really had to, maybe throw Ayuk in here, especially if he plays well tomorrow. But I just don't know what value can really get out of that. Sure, go after a Stephon Diggs, right? The problem is a lot of these top tier receivers had really good days today, right? So it's just tough, right? And then the other, tough aspect is you're probably going to have to look for a team that's playing pretty well and try and trade for a top receiver. And it just kind of depends on your league and how people at the top are looking in terms of their receiver depth. Geez Louise, everyone goes to playoffs in my league. For reference, no one cares about Gesicki in my league. They are weird. Gesicki does have a very tough playoff schedule, but okay, that kind of stinks, right? Then I would just hold on to Gesicki for depth and then maybe look at guys like Josh Jacobs, Lockett for sure. I mean, I would not recommend moving on from Waller at all, but maybe throw CH or Hunt in the mix as well if you really have to. You've got good running back depth, man. Like, don't move on from Zeke or Connor. Don't move on from Henderson or Fournette. So use CH and Hunt. Why not, man? And Josh Jacobs as well. And just try and get a full upgrade. I mean, you really can at the quarterback position or the running back position. Maybe add another solid threat at the receiver position or even the tight end position, looking like for a guy like Kelsey, maybe. But how likely is any of that to happen is hard to say, my guy. David Glazer, geez, trade Zeke for as much as you can. Jacobs to grab Dillon and Stevenson if available off waivers. Yeah, good point as well. Oh, geez Louise. Oh, shoot, I could grab A.J. Dillon. He's a free agent, and we don't use waivers. Don't ask why it's dumb. Yes, get A.J. Dillon right now. And I would honestly consider dropping. I mean, who. I don't want to either drop any of those running backs. I mean, gosh, there's so many good running backs on this team. Is it crazy to say drop Lockett? Pop lock and drop it. Our Carson Wentz. Ooh, what quarterbacks are out there? Maybe consider just moving on from Wentz. I mean, you got Tom Brady. He's already had his bye week. He's probably going to be healthy, right? And Septimus, would you be able to give some feedback on my team? Of course, man. Absolutely. That's what we're here for, my guy. I can't wait to receive Tony Pollard from my trade tomorrow. Pollard had 15 points without a touchdown. Let's go, bro. Let's go. LeBron's brain. What's up, my guy? Projected to score 170 this week. Yikes. Yikes. My highest yet this season. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Yeah, I last minute changed up my lineup in my 20-man league. I took Corey Davis out. Did not start Jamal Agnew. I started what's Tyler on the Buccaneers? It's been a long day for me. I can't remember his name, but Tyler Johnson. And is that his name? I could literally pull it up right now, but for some reason I'm not going to. Guys, I lost by like 6 points, and if I had made those changes, I would have won. Anyways, enough about me. Van and Tang, what's up, man? Josh Jacobs, Jalen Hurts, and Justin Jefferson for Matt Ryan, Scary Terry, and Deandre Swift. So let's look at it this way. Replacing Jacobs with Swift, replacing Jefferson with Scary Terry, replacing Hurts with Matt Ryan. Quite frankly, the only part of this trade that I really like is Swift over Jacobs. I still like Jefferson more than Scary Terry. I don't necessarily dislike Scary Terry, though, so I don't mind that too much. And then I still like Jalen Hurts over Matt Ryan. So it just depends if you really if losing Jalen Hurts doesn't hurt you, because I think you can live a Scary Terry over Jefferson, although, like I said, I do like Jefferson more. And then I like Swift more than Josh Jacobs, so it depends on a couple things here, but I don't mind that trade overall. And Septimus, let's see here. 8-man league, full PPR, starting lineup. Brady, Eckler, Henderson, Jefferson, Deontay, Pitts, McLaurin, Chubb, and Rams defense. Any improvements I can make? Let's see here. I mean, you can't move on from Brady, Eckler, or Henderson. Jefferson and Deontay have been very consistent. Pitts, a great tight end. McLaurin coming back up. Chubb's been fantastic when healthy. Rams defense, I mean, you can consider streaming on a weekly basis. I mean, our co-host Steven puts out great videos on the, each and every week for defensive starts. Get some streaming options in there for you. Rams defense, I mean, good on paper, right? But they have not been phenomenal on the season. So that's one option. But outside of that, man, like I really like this squad. I really like this team overall. So I would be interested to see what your record is because I think this is a pretty solid team overall, even in an 8-man league. So yeah, I actually quite like this team. And I wouldn't want to see you package any of those guys away, man. LeBron's brain, do I panic on CMC? No. Justin White, I got Hollywood Brown 2. He was my wide receiver 2, and then Evans is my wide receiver 1. Okay, I got you. I have Dalvin Cook, Najee Harris, and Swift, so I'm good at the 2 RB spots and the flex spots, so Mike Evans is trade worthy. Okay, then I would package him with Cook, see you can go after. Look at some teams at the top, man, and look for a wide receiver of high caliber. I mean, if you want to go for Diggs, try it. Why not, But I'd be interested to see who else you think you can realistically target. Jude didn't CMC finish the game. LeBron's brain says no. I think part of that had to do with the overall game script, right? I mean, the Panthers are up pretty high in that game. So, I mean, why risk it when he was already in the medical tent, getting, his hamstring taken care of and all that? Why risk it? So, I don't know if I'd read too much into that, and I certainly would not panic, guys. I really wouldn't. I know it's easy to because he kind of did the same thing last year, but nonetheless, I would not panic, guys. I truly wouldn't. All right, let's see here. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, man. Help us get as many new viewers to the stream as possible tonight. If you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button down below. Become part of the Catch fam tonight. But I do appreciate everyone coming out, man. Definitely been a fun stream so far. But I would appreciate, of course, hitting that like button, hitting that sub button if you're new, man. All right. Geez Louise, John, the reason I'm 3-7, not making excuses, but kind of am. I have the worst matchup weeks. Everyone against me. Derrick Henry with his 45-point week. Tyreke with his 37 points. Cordell with 34. To the previous question, 16. So lots of decent quarterbacks out there. Yeah, drop Carson Wentz, get A.J. Dillon. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating overall when you have the most points scored against you in your league because it does happen to a lot of people. So it's frustrating. I hear you, man. I hear you. And it could definitely, it definitely has an impact on your overall record. So, I don't think it's an excuse. Wild Boy Trey, what do you think about wide receiver Bryan Edwards from the Raiders? He had a game tonight. Yeah, I liked Bryan Edwards on the season, man. Remember those first 3 weeks, he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns called back. Listen, man, I mean, he only had 4 targets still. He really has only had 1 game on the season over 5 targets. But yeah, if he doesn't find the end zone, it's not a great stat line. Here's the thing, though. I mean, he played well against Philly in week 7, then the bye week, and then week 9, he had 4 targets, 0 receptions, a goose egg, right? So it does depend. He can be pretty inconsistent, but if you're really hurting a receiver, he's worth a shot, right? Except if his bench is Devonta Smith, Dawson Knox, Jerry Judy, Elijah Mitchell, Alexander Madison, Brandon Ayuk, Hunter Renfro, Sonny Michelle, and I'm Miles Sanders on IR. If I win this week, I'd be 6-4. Realistically, I would be 9-1, but I lost 3 of my matchups by 10 points or less. Maybe I package some of my bench players for players where it's starting on my lineup. Yep, that's a fine. I mean, I would not start, or I would not move any of those players who are in your starting lineup away, but nonetheless, yes, you can definitely look to package some of these guys. Jerry Judy coming off of a pretty good performance overall. I would hold on to Devonta Smith. Got a fantastic playoff schedule. Maybe package Dawson Knox, even though he's coming off a bad performance. I mean, people still know what he's done on the season. Let's take a look here. You do have Pitts as well. And Jefferson and Deontay. Man, I would hold on to Renfro. I really would. But Judy, I would hold on to Renfro and Smith. I'd hold on to Elijah Mitchell and Alexander Madison. But Sony Michel, Ayuk, Judy, Dawson Knox are all guys you can package together and maybe get someone more valuable. Ray Gamer, my opponent has Stafford and Odell left. I have Van Jefferson tomorrow in standard scoring, winning 90-74. Do I still have a chance? The last question. Hey, Ray, you know you can ask as many questions as you need, my guy. But yes, you still have a chance here. Absolutely. I mean, you're up by a good margin here, and hopefully Van Jefferson can help buffer that. But don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a little scary, but you definitely have a shot here. And it's fantasy, man. I mean, you guys never know what can happen, right? So, yeah, you definitely have a shot here overall. All right, let's see here. We're going to get in some Madden as we continue the stream. Appreciate you guys coming out, man. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the sub button if you're new as well. All right, let's see here. Definitely going to keep the conversation rolling and the fantasy reactions and fantasy Q&A going as well, though. All right. Treycon Smith is available on waiver wire too. Is he a good pickup? It depends on how badly you're hurting at the receiver position. I wouldn't be too wild to go ahead and make that move there. But it just depends on how bad you're hurting at the receiver position. Do you think Justin Jefferson is a good trade for Mike Evans and Cooks? Yeah, of course. Yes, absolutely. I need Stafford and Debo to score less than 12 combined. Jew. Unfortunately, Jew, got to be real with you. I don't think that'll happen. Got to be real with you, my guy. All right, let's see here. Madden, if I were able to do the trade from earlier, would you rather give up A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, or DK? Is it crazy that I want to say A.J. Brown here? I mean, this is a bad performance for DK Metcalf. But he's still been phenomenal in the year, man. A.J. Brown has been inconsistent at times. And not necessarily. It's tough. It's tough. I think I want to say A.J. Brown here. Let us know in the chat, man. Who would you give up here? A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, or DK Metcalf? I could go kind of back and back on this one. This one's tough. Preston, what's going on, man? PPR opponent is up by 17. He has Henderson. I have Stafford and Rams defense left. Who wins? Ooh, this is tough. This is tough, man. You definitely have a shot here. Don't get me wrong. Backyard game. Switch it up with house rules. Get as many wins as possible. Okay, let's try this. No, we're going to lose if we do this. We're going to get blown out. Okay. Up by 17. Man, I really think Henderson's going to have a good day versus the Niners. But the nice thing here is the Rams defense and Stafford are going to help buffer that, being that you're already up, 17. I think you've got a good shot here. I think that you between Stafford and the Rams defense and being up 17. Oh, your opponent is up 17. And he has Henderson. I'm sorry. Ooh, that's rough, Preston. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough, man. I don't like that outlook. I got to be real with you, my guy. Just got to be real with you. All right, let's see. You have one attempt against each opponent. Quitting counts as an attempt. Okay, let's try this at Legendary. Why not? All right, Jerry. I already got the W in the catch family without Stafford or Cup. Should I just sit them down or run up the score? Jerry, run up the score, man. That's going to affect you in the long run, man. So just being honest with you, I don't want you to sit those players because points scored does affect seeding in the end, and it might come back to bite you. So I would keep your players in, man. Usually is Jerry. Why not run it up? So if you need points for break ties, you win. Yeah, absolutely. Adam, what's going on, man? 5-1 in my last 6 after starting 1-3. Let's go. Let's go. Ray Gamer, what app is a catch league famine? Sleeper. Adam, not like Stafford and Cup. We'll both get negative. Yeah. Yeah, Jerry, I appreciate the sentiment, man. You're a good guy, but I think it could hurt you in the end. So I would hate to see that happen. So I would start them both, man. I don't think anyone's gonna be mad at you. All right, we really need to take Johnny Unitas out. Let's go in and get Johnny Unitas out as our starter. Okay. Red Gamer, I want to join next year. Yeah, man, of course. We'll get everything set up next year. It's been fun this year. It really has been. Oh, wow, Zeke. Okay. You should play the game mode where you fumble when you tackle. That sounds quite difficult. Quite difficult, to say the least. All right, let's see here. What else happened today? Chase Young, feared to have torn his ACL. Of course, awful, man. TJ Watt got banged up in that game versus the Lions. Awful, of course, as well. We know that Aaron Jones got hurt today. Mac Jones looked great today. Holy cow. What else happened here? The Panthers looked okay today, guys. What do you guys think about Cam's return? I like seeing Cam out there, man. I like seeing Cam out there. All right, let's see what else, guys. Of course, Kansas City is back, apparently. This was a big game for Kansas City. Like, let's not overlook this, man. This is big because, like I said, this was only the second divisional game on the season for them. And before today, the Raiders were atop this division. So this is big for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that they can turn this thing around, man. I really do. Panthers just beat up on the Arizona Cardinals, man. 35-10, man. All right, let's see if there's any updates. I don't see any updates on Christian McCaffrey in this blurb here. All right, let's keep rolling. I'll get back to chat. Just making sure we didn't miss anything, guys. Philly and Broncos, man. Philly looked okay today. I think Philly can technically still win that division. Or maybe not. The Cowboys are there. That's right. But they can still make the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken, man. So we'll see what happens there. I don't think this Broncos team is going to be around come playoff time, man. I really don't. Vikings and Chargers, not really a lot to go over here, man. Chargers kind of trending downward at the moment. Let's be real, though. Let's see. Packers and Seahawks. What is your biggest takeaway from this game? A.J. Dillon is good, right? Cowboys and Falcons, gosh, just a beatdown, man. Bills and Jets, man. Mike White, big story on the week saying that he should be a number 1 overall pick. And did not look like that today. 4 interceptions. So this was a big game. I spoke too quickly here. Titans Saints. This was a big game for the Titans, man. I was talked about this all week. Like, yes, they've beaten some very, very good teams. But in the last 4 weeks, they are now 4-0 against teams that made the playoffs last year, including that win against the Saints today. So this was a big win, man. And they barely edged this one out. Like, don't get me wrong, but they're getting the wins. Like, it doesn't matter if it's pretty or not. They're getting the dub. So Tennessee Titans, the best team, best record in the AFC. So kudos to them, man. They're playing good football right now, defensively, and they're getting it done without Derek. Gosh, imagine if Derrick Henry was still on this team. The Patriots and Browns, man. Browns trending far downward, man. I am not, outside of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt when healthy, I don't feel good about this Browns team at all. At all. And the New England Patriots doing the opposite, trending upward, man. I mean, Mac Jones probably going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's be real. I mean, they love to give it to a quarterback, right? And yeah, I mean, I think Najee Harris should be up there too, but they'll probably give it to Mac Jones. And right now, he does look like he's making an argument for it, to say the least. He looks very good. Colts and Jags. I will say my takeaway here, I was very surprised that James Robinson was able to play so healthily and play so well in this game. The Colts defense has been very good against opposing running backs. So, I mean, kudos to James Robinson. I think that he is, of course, a great player. But, yeah, that would be my biggest takeaway there. Lions and Steelers. Yeah, I guess we haven't really talked about this game. Tie football game. Not a pretty game at all. Gosh, man, I could never. Ties just blow my mind, man. Okay, the Lions' run game was absolutely insane, man. Jamar Jefferson had three carries for 41 rushing yards. I don't have Godwin's stats in front of me, but he had a good day as well. I don't know who he is, but he had a good day. And Deandre Swift had like 40 carries in this game and looked great. Washington beats the Bucks. I mean, this is a big takeaway as well, guys. How much does this impact the Bucks season? I don't know, but this is now 2 straight losses with a bye week in between, right, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I don't know how much we need to read into this, but nonetheless, man, good win for Washington, you know? All right, just want to make sure we didn't miss any major talking points on the day. All right, so let's see here, guys. Geez Louise, it's so fun though. Yeah. I gotta look up the fumble mode for sure. Preston, out of these guys, is there anyone I should be looking to trade away? Waller, Cooper, Kamara, and Gibson. Maybe sell Gibson high while you can, if you really want a drastic improvement on that roster. But outside of that, I would hold on to those other guys, quite frankly. Mac Jones winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think he's, like we just talked about, I think he's definitely got a shot to do so. Yeah, absolutely. And I'd be actually kind of surprised if he does not at this point. Geez Louise, the Lions finally got a win. Part of a win. Yes, part of a win is true. Part of a win is definitely true. What a bad game. Ties just blow my mind, man. Like, ties blow my mind. All right. Let's see here. And Geez Louise says it's Jamar. Huh. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, I forgot about Jamar Chase in the running as well. I really think so that they'll give it to a quarterback. I truly do. They usually do. I mean, Najee Harris and Jamar Chase should absolutely be in the conversation, and they will be. But at the end of the day, they love to give that award to a quarterback. Let's be real. With injuries being so common, was there anyone who went their whole career without one? Jesus, we says define injuries. Probably not, technically speaking, right? Probably not. But at the same time, Eli Manning had like the most consecutive starts of all time, right? Eli, the last guy. Wow, I can't think of the other quarterbacks. Let's look it up. Why not? Most consecutive starts NFL. Let's see what we can find out here. Brett Favre, that's right. Which is kind of crazy because that man had a ton of injuries. So I don't even know this conversation if that really counts. But had 297 regular starts. I mean, that is actually pretty wild. All right, let's see here. I wonder if there's anything I can find here. Least amount of injuries. NFL. Let's see if we can't find anything substantial. Not really. Injury data since 2015. I don't feel like this is going to really get us the answer that we want. All right, let's see here. Yeah, this is just going over specific injuries. Yeah, Jerry, I don't know if we're going to be able to track down a good answer here. But I think technically speaking, no. Oh, come on, Blake Jarwin. All right, guys, so let me know. Did you get the win today? Did you get the loss? How did everyone do today? It's not a very good fantasy week for me. I technically still have a chance to win my primary league, but at the same time, it doesn't look very pretty. Wow, what a catch by A.J. Brown there. All right, I'm going to try and... Oh, wait, can we sim this? No, we can't. Oh, gosh. We got to try and make... Oh, they're just... I can't even make the field goal from here. Are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah, the closest thing I could think of there, Jerry, would be most consecutive starts. Oh, come on, Jarwin. Jarwin's dropping everything tonight, boys. All right. Yeah, just another strange week in the NFL, man. Just a lot of blowouts today, man. Just a lot of blowout days. London Fletcher missed 0 games. Oh, wow. Really? Really? That's a tough football player, man. No kidding. Could you imagine missing 0 football games and being a linebacker for Washington at the same time? That is kind of crazy. I mean, being a defensive player who missed 0 games is truly impressive. Yeah. I don't know why Eli Manning was the first person to come to mind. I really don't. Jesus Louise says beast. Yeah, absolutely was. Oh, dang it. I messed up that play. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just another... I swear, man, this has been one of the strangest seasons we've ever seen, man. Jerry, I went 2-1 this week. Hey, that's pretty damn good, Jerry. And you almost got the upset, right? Yeah, I like it, man. I'm probably gonna go. I'm being a downer. I think I'm gonna go 0-3 this week. Yeah. I think I'm going 0-3 for sure. Unless Deebo Samuel does not play in the Catch Fan League, I can win there. I mean, I can still win my matchup in my primary league, but man, I'm playing the worst team in the league, has 0 wins on the season, and I just had a fluke week, man, and I don't think I'm going to pull this out. But I definitely can still. I'm only projected right now to lose by like a point, so we'll see what happens. I think Russell Wilson hadn't missed a game until this season. I mean, 2020. Yeah. He did stay healthy for a majority of his career. I know that much. So it is interesting that it's usually the quarterback position that doesn't really deal with a lot of injuries, right? For whatever reason. Because, I mean, I guess especially nowadays, they just don't get hit as much. So I guess it makes sense. Brett Favre, too. Yeah, Brett Favre, we came up in the conversation. But, I mean, that is, I mean, especially Brett Favre, who, I mean, he just played injured, right? He definitely had injuries, but he would just play through them, right? So, kind of crazy to think, especially, I mean, someone who was always dealing with something, Brett Favre, right? Making so many consecutive starts. So, hey. Oh, come on. Tackle Lenny. Tackle him. They don't get hit as much because they're afraid of BS roughing the passer calls. Yeah. They protect the quarterback now. I mean, it's a different game than it was, I mean, even 5 years ago. It's a different game than it was 10, 20 years ago as well, obviously. But it's definitely different in the way that they call penalties, of course, as we all know. All right. Let's see. G was hoping for a Jordan flu game from Rodgers today. Oh, well. Yeah. I think he said after the game he felt a little misty. If I'm not mistaken. That was the terminology he used. Playing out in the cold, too, is probably not best for him. But nonetheless, he'll be fine. He'll be fine, man. But sorry if you needed Brett, or not Brett. Jeez. Wow. Don't tell Aaron I said that. If you needed Aaron Rodgers to have a bad day. And he didn't have a great day, that's for sure. Oh, come on. Tackle this man. Oh, come on. All right, James. What's going on, James? DK or CD PPR rest of season? Ooh, this is tough, man. This is tough. I mean, statistically on the season, DK has actually been better. But at the same time, I really like CD Lamb right now. Really like him. DK, I think a safer floor. CD, a higher ceiling on the season. But I like both of these guys a lot, man. And in PPR, it doesn't really change things for me, really. I mean, both these guys get it done. I will say I think DK sees more PPR value, right? Far more mouths to feed in that Cowboys offense as compared to the Seahawks offense. DK is truly the guy there. So maybe that changes things, but overall, man, I mean, it's hard to argue against these guys. They've both been phenomenal in the season. All right. Gee, so far the 2 weeks I've had Adams have not been great. Yeah, he'll turn it back up, man. Give him time. He will. He'll turn it back up. Do not worry about that. I mean, he's still Davante Adams. So don't stress out too much there. But he's had okay weeks. Full PPR. He's probably at least somewhat gotten you through here. But yeah, he definitely hasn't been fantastic. Oh man, was that really a drop by Calvin Johnson? No, we're going for this. We're going for this. All right, this is a bad decision, boys, but let's see what happens. Let's see. Jones out for the season, possibly. I don't know if it's that serious, right? Isn't it just the MCL strain? Let's see if there's any updates. Let's see here. Could be out for the foreseeable future. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Well, that doesn't sound very good. Oh, I just threw a pick. Oh, gosh. I'm going to let him score. Oh, gosh. We're screwed now. Okay. Let's see here. Matt LaFleur declined to comment. Say did not have any update. Yikes, that's not good. We'll have to before we panic here, we'll have to see the MRI results. Gee, 1 in 6 weeks, depending on the grade of the strain, I think. Oh, 1 to 6 weeks. He came back after 2 weeks last time he had a low grade MCL strain. Okay, good update there. Yeah, it does depend on, we'll get a read on it probably tomorrow. But let's not panic until then because it could take, it could be longer amount of time, could be a short amount of time. It's hard to say. All right, we're going to lose this. I really lost. I can't believe I threw that interception. And they just need to run the football. We got to stop the clock after this. All right. This is not good. Oh, well. I wasn't really paying attention. Just like threw an awful interception. If anything, I should try and let them score, but it's just hard to let people score in Madden because things like that happen. John trying to play like Tom today. Yeah, no kidding, man. No kidding. Gosh. Hasn't he gotten this injury multiple times? Scary. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely scary. Oh, man. I always draft Dylan when I draft Jones. There you go. He was crying coming out of the tent. Yikes. 3rd or 4th time now. Wow. Yeah, that's definitely not good. Definitely not good. Oh, man. Don't give it to Lenny. Okay, thank you. All right, so now we've got to wait. Oh my God, we're gonna get the ball back with. Oh God, throw a Hail Mary here, boys. This is not good. It's not good at all. But we should get just enough time to have a chance here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we gave this game away. Watching Keenan and Swift get 100 yards with no touchdown today was pretty frustrating. Yeah. Hey, I mean, at least it's enough to get you through. They both had good days. The volume was there. So at least that part of the equation was there. All right, let's throw a bomb here. I feel like I need to put in my boy Johnny Unitas. He's going to have a better arm than Lamar. I will say I am very worried about Mike Williams. Far more worried about Mike Williams than Keenan Allen right now. And with Deandre Swift, it's like, man, some of these backups on the Lions could get the job done as well at the running back position. Oh, gosh. Come on, Johnny. Are you kidding me? I trusted you, Johnny. All right, we got to redo this whole challenge. Oh, my gosh. There's still a second left. Okay. Send only one guy deep. Okay. Too late for that, geez Louise, but thank you. Oh, man. What an awful game, man. We had this in the bag, too. I don't know if I can replay this. All right, we'll see. We'll see in a second here. That was an awful interception. Okay, finish game. Oh, well. We got it. We can't end the night like that, boys. We got to try this again, man. No way we can end the night like that. We get some experience from this. Some coins. All right. I still don't understand what we're doing. All right. We're going legend again. We need to win this. We need to win a game on legend mode. Two, Rodgers, Adams, Jones, Eckler, Swift, Keenan, Goddard. Seems like a team that should drop 150, right? Divide that by 2. Yeah, bad conditions for the Packers, of course. Jones, the injury hurts your man. Eckler, not a crazy high day. Swift, not a crazy high day. Okay, I can see why Swift and Keenan are definitely frustrated you in terms of them not scoring. Outside of that, man, though, oh wow, what was this kick I just did? Goddard getting injured, a bad matchup. I mean, obviously that stuff hurts, man. So definitely not a good outlook on the week, but still a good roster overall, man. No reason to give up just yet. No reason to give up. All right, guys, we're gonna try and finish this Madden. We got to get a dub here, boys. We got to get a dub, Madden, before we get off. So we're gonna keep the stream going until we get some sort of positive outlook in Madden. Doesn't look like we're starting off this game very positively, but we'll see what happens here, boys. Meanwhile, I'm watching Daryl Williams murder me. Yeah, gosh. I mean, he just went ballistic in that game, man. Chiefs, I mean, call me crazy, man. I was talking with Steven about this today, man. Chiefs can still they can get this thing going, man. They really can. Chargers kind of trending downward. The Broncos kind of trending downward. They just beat the Raiders. It looks okay for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. I'm not gonna lie. I know they've had a slump, man. Let's pull up here while we're at it. All right, let me see here. Got to get some runs going in Madden. Okay. All right, let's see here. So the Chiefs' remaining schedule. They got Dallas. That's a big matchup next week. Week 11, they get Dallas. Big matchup. Bye week, then they got Denver, Las Vegas, the Chargers. Those are just that's a monster stretch, man. If they can come out of that stretch, I mean, with 3 wins, of course, then they're in a good place. If they come out with 2 wins, they're in a good place. And they get Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, both winnable football games, man. Then they get Denver again. Yeah, they've got a shot on this season. Man, I don't know why I thought this was their first divisional. Oh, it's not. It's not their first divisional game of the year. Yeah, that makes sense. Denver twice, Las Vegas again, the Chargers again. Okay, that makes sense. It was their second divisional game today. Yeah, I mean, if they could come out of that stretch at least 2-1 and then finish off Denver the last game of the season, Kansas City's not in a bad place, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Geez, he's watching while doing homework. Let's go. Let's go, man. I'm happy that I can help you through your studies. Jerry, how was everyone's week? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. What's going on, Jerry? How are you, my guy? How are you? G says, life-wise good, football-wise bad. Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel that. Another tough week here in the 2021 fantasy football season. How's everyone feeling about this upcoming fantasy week? I haven't even thought about it yet, man. I really haven't. I'm still in the mix for this week in my primary league, which is main thing on my mind, but I'm optimistic, Jerry. I'm always optimistic. Jerry, I have jury duty tomorrow morning. Nikes. That sounds not fun. That sounds not fun at all. Just can't you like call out of that sick, Jerry? Sounds better. Whoa, big hit. Big hit. KB, what's going on, man? Should I trade AJ Brown for DK? I would consider that. Yeah, I would consider that. I mean, I know AJ Brown's been hurt, but on the season, DK is the better player here. Oh gosh, dude. I didn't realize that was third down. Dude, we gotta get Lamar Jackson needs to be in this game. Okay. I would consider that, KB. I mean, where's your headspace at, of course, but yeah, I would definitely consider that. All right, there we go. Touchdown. Jew, I went from 6-1 to 6-4, so looking for a win next week. Going against the CMC owner, though. Hey, no bad juju on CMC, man. No bad juju. I need him to just be monstrous on the rest of the season. No bad juju, man. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it works out for you to get a dub. Ooh, good catch by Jarwin for the 2-pointer. I do think CMC will be fine. I really do think he'll be fine in this game or this coming week. Oh, so maybe you're saying going against the CMC owner is a bad thing. I feel like without Henry, the defense will focus him way more. Yeah, that's kind of the thing like today. You know, the Saints, not a very good secondary, but Marshawn Lattimore, a great corner. And if all you have to do is focus on one guy like they did today, you can really shut him down. So, yeah, I like DK. I mean, I really do. I don't think it's a bad move. Let's see here. I haven't seen my guys get a 20-plus point game in a while. Where did Eckler go? Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he's still getting double digits, you know. But yeah, maybe he can get back for sure. I think that he'll definitely have at least one more 20-point game on the season. MG, hey man, I moved Diggs for Henderson. I have Hill, Cup, and Brown. Well, Brown played terrible. I'm down 14 with Cup and Henderson left. Yikes. Hill, Cup, and Brown. I mean, that's pretty good combo right there. I'm down 14 with Cup and Henderson left. You'll be fine, man. You'll be fine. Oh, your opponent has Mitchell and Kittle. You still have a shot here. You still have a shot for sure. So don't panic, man. You still have a shot. Oh my gosh. Is that Noah Fant? Jeez. Jeez. Secret. What's going on, man? Hey, Catch. Just wondering, how good are the Rams defense against opposing tight ends? Let's see here. Pull that up pretty quickly. 23rd in the league, so not very good. Yeah, 23rd in the league, Secret. At the moment, so not very good. Jerry, I don't think I can call out, or can I? No, you can't. I was just joking. You can definitely not call out, I don't believe, at all. John, if you didn't draft CMC, would you still believe in the comeback? Probably, yeah. Yeah. I have faith in CMC in general, man. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, he's just got to have one of these seasons where he doesn't not play for a long period of time, right? I mean, I think he's very determined to be on the field as much as he can be. Yeah, I do believe in him regardless. It's a good question. Good question, Jerry. All right, let's try and do a little QB draw. Beep. Okay, not a lot going on there. All right, let's see. Let's do a little, oh gosh, bad play. Bad play. All right, 2-minute warning. We'll take that. Man, I need to figure out if I can change my playbook because I'm still playing this playbook that I don't understand. Oh, wow, Blake Jarwin's going to be wide on this. He's going to have to beat the safety, though. Okay. So, yeah, we got the Rams and the Niners up tomorrow. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch, man. I'm excited for that game. Oh, Cam Chancellor. Can't catch me. Man, imagine if Jamal Adams and a healthy Cam Chancellor played together. Jeez. I'm only asking because I wasn't sure if you were just hoping for it or actually believed in it. No, I do believe in it. And, of course, I'm hoping for it as well. But I do believe in it as well. Yeah, for those of you who own I almost said Blake Jarwin as I was throwing him the football. For those of you who own CMC, I definitely, in general, believe in CMC. Absolutely. But I guess there's no biased opinion here on the catch. That's right, Jerry. That's right. Okay, only reason I moved Diggs because I had confidence in Brown, but I love Henderson catching and running upside with Kupp. Yeah. You still have a shot here for sure. I mean, those are two players are going to have very good nights. So you definitely have a shot here, man. Now that Goddard is out, I'll have to go with Knox or hit the waiver wire. Can Knox be trusted still? Yes, I do think that Knox can be trusted, but it's a little still scary at times. But the problem here is that offense is just so incredibly loaded, as we've been talking about all season long, that there are going to be weeks where some guys don't have as good of weeks as other guys. So I think that he'll be just fine. I do. I mean, his first week back from injury, you didn't really see like a limited. What was that throw? Can anyone explain that to me? Can anyone explain that to me? Okay. I feel like he was limited, but he really wasn't. But at the same time, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Let me know who's on the waiver wire, though. Maybe we can make a move for you or, recommend someone out there as well. All right, let's see. Okay. Jerry, I think you can go with Knox with confidence. Yeah, I don't disagree, Jerry. I don't disagree. Will Mark Ingram be a good flex for rest of season? Flex is the right spot to have him when when Alvin Kamara is back. Now, I will say next week it's a great matchup for the Saints. He's a player you can start next week with pretty extreme confidence, regardless if Alvin Kamara plays or not. So keep that in mind as well. I mean, that was like the main reason I was looking at Mark Ingram on the waiver wire on the week was just because, like, if Kamara sits next week, then it's a great matchup overall, right? The Saints will be going up against, let's see here, the 29th worst run defense in Philly, who ended up playing well today, but I do like Ingram next week a lot. But flex is the right area to have Mark Ingram, Shelton, for sure. Man, I got to stop this. What is going on? The Seattle offense is so dirty. They're going to kick a field goal. Tyler, is it time to give up on Mike Williams? Yeah, we talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the stream. I mean, I'm officially panicking on Mike Williams. Told you guys this week we're going to panic if he has a bad game. And then this week, if he has a bad game, we're going to officially panic. And I'm panicking, man. Do I think you should drop him? Not necessarily. Do I think he can be part of a trade package? Absolutely. But I wouldn't go out and drop him, right? But are we starting him? Because I don't think so. Because his last two games, high-scoring affairs, competitive games, and he did not show up. Better than the previous 2 weeks, but still just not showing up overall. So I wouldn't drop him. But in terms of a start, I don't think we can start him. I really don't. He's been too inconsistent. All right. One target and a 45-point blowout is pretty crazy. Yeah. And it was just one of those games, where the Bills were getting it done, but they weren't getting it done how you would expect, And I don't think it's Dawson Knox's fault. Or, wow, what a bad play by me, Madden. I mean, Gabriel Davis was like balling out. I mean, don't get me wrong, Emmanuel Sanders didn't have a great day. Cole Beasley didn't have a great day. Zach Moss didn't have a great day, although he's been trending downward as of late. So I don't know much to read into that. But, I wouldn't panic here. I really wouldn't. All right, let's see here. Geez Louise. Last week I traded Jamar Chase and Swift for Zeke and Justin. Win or loss? If you want me to be honest, that's a very even trade overall. I don't really think you won or lost that. Maybe a little bit higher upside with Jamar Chase, but Jefferson's been a little bit more consistent as of late. I mean, I like that trade either way. I'm not going to lie to you, man. All right. Hunter, Henry, Uzma, Conklin, Ertz, Arnold. Pick up Henry. Yeah, I would get Henry for sure. I mean, is he touchdown dependent? Yeah, but he gets a lot of freaking touchdowns. We don't know how long Goddard would be out, but if you do a straight drop Goddard for Henry, I don't think that's going to hurt you even if Goddard comes back, right? Especially with the fact that you have Dawson Knox. So, wow, did anyone just see what happened in this Madden game? Did anyone see that interception? Tip ball? Are you kidding me? Okay. Yeah, I would pick up Henry right away. Yeah, Henry's a great pickup for that situation that you're in. And, gosh, 2 touchdowns today. He looked great today. He looked phenomenal. Oh, come on. Was that really not an interception? Come on. Geez Louise, sounds like a fair trade. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. I didn't watch the Cowboys game, but why did Pollard have so many touches? Because they were just up and at him in this game, man. Like, there was no reason to keep Zeke in the game. He had 2 early touchdowns, and the Cowboys were up by like 40 points. So just game script oriented. I wouldn't panic if you're a Zeke owner or anything like that. Nothing to panic about here at all. Jerry, Mike Williams is definitely not a drop option. Yeah, I would not drop him. But are we starting him with any confidence? No, not right now. No. But no, I would not drop him as well. I definitely agree with that sentiment, Jerry. Oh, come on. Break that up. Let's go. Anything wrong with Zeke? No, not at all. Not at all. Absolutely not. Just a game where one team was balling out and they used their handcuff running back with success because they didn't need to keep risking Zeke's health, right? And Zeke played very well in this game overall. So, yeah, nothing to worry about there, my guy. Geez Louise, I want to trade Chase because he's so inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, it was on phenomenal pace beginning of the season, but yeah, I mean, I'm not going to hate on that, man. It's a fair swap on both sides there. So I do like that trade. I'm not going to lie. Let's see here. I mean, Zeke and Justin Jefferson it's a good swap, man. It's a good swap. All right, we're going to have to use some Blake Jarwin action in this game, man. You guys already know. All right, let's see. Calvin Johnson's got to win this Madden matchup, boys. We just need to drive this thing down the field and score, kick the extra point, and go home. All right, guys, let me know what else is up, man. We'll probably start to wind down the stream. I'm going to play until we get this dub, though. If we don't get a dub, then we're going to play another one. So let's go. I was able to listen to the stream while I did. My 2-hour drive made it much more enjoyable. Hey, I appreciate that, Jerry. I'm glad that. Hey, listening to a stream on a drive, I swear, man, it makes the drive just fly by for whatever reason. So I'm glad that we were able to do that for you, Jerry. But yeah, listening to a stream on a drive is like, I mean, I can't imagine listening to my voice for 2 hours straight, Jerry. But I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I really just, and it still blows my mind sometimes how how much the community's taken off in such a short period of time. But the fact that you guys enjoy this channel so much, I mean, it truly brings a smile to my face. But yeah, I can't imagine listening to my voice for 2 hours straight. But I'm happy that it's an enjoyable experience for you guys and the Catch fam as well. Oh, gosh, I forgot I'm Johnny Unitas. I forgot I'm not Lamar Jackson. Oh, gosh. Okay. Geez Louise, funniest part is he was a free agent. Wow. Wow. Chase was like a 9th round in my league. Wow. Jerry, remember the nights when it was just me and you in the chat, John? Yeah. I remember, man. I definitely remember the slower moving nights. And yeah, it's definitely difficult, man. Or it was difficult, and sometimes it'll still be difficult to come up with conversation on a consistent basis, and to keep my mind going. I think I've done a little bit better as of late, but there are some nights, especially early on, where, uh, I would just have to continuously come up with something to talk about so that new people come to the stream wouldn't just come into here with no one talking, right? So I definitely remember, Jerry. Don't get me wrong. I definitely remember, and I appreciate you being a loyal member of the Catch fam, man, and always, being enthusiastic and wanting to get the chat going. So I definitely do appreciate you, Jerry, as I do appreciate everyone out there who's part of the Catch fam, man. I wanted to interact with the chat more, but I had to debate the topics by myself. Hey, nothing wrong with that, Jerry. Nothing wrong with that, man. Yeah, definitely don't want you guys out there joining the chat while you're driving, man. Do not do that, man. Just sit back and relax and listen to this stream for sure if you're ever in that circumstance. Simon for president. Hey, Catch fam, how's everyone doing tonight? What's up, Simon? Always good to have you here, my dude. Appreciate you coming out tonight. Gee, I also went some pretty good waivers. Got Gronk off waivers week 1. Yikes! Can't believe I didn't draft Gronk at all this year. Traded Edmonds, Gronk, and Terry for Adams 2 weeks ago. Let's see here. Edmonds got hurt the first play after I traded him. There you go. There you go. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Oh my gosh, who left this man wide open? Who left Kyle Pitts wide open? Let him score. We got to get this ball back. Kyle Pitts in the end zone in a 62-yard touchdown. Jerry, it's really crazy to see how interactive the chat is now. You guys can't keep up sometimes. Yeah. And that's why we stopped doing if you guys recall a couple weeks ago, we were doing like the must start segments on the live stream. And it just got to the point where if we came away from the fantasy Q&A, whenever we came back, we just couldn't keep up, right? We felt like we were leaving people hanging. And yeah, there are some nights where we got to move pretty quickly, right? Even tonight, I had to move pretty quickly. Although it does kind of give me the buffer when I start the stream on a topic and I go into it for 20 minutes or half an hour or whatever. And then I go to the chat, but in that circumstance, I have to catch up because I'm kind of behind. But that's definitely a circumstance where I'm moving pretty quickly. But yeah, hey man, we enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, and we want to get to everyone's questions, and we want to give you guys good quality answers and our honest answers as well. So it's enjoyable, man. But we care more about giving you guys the best overall. Oh my gosh. How is that a fumble? The best overall experience here at the Catch. Dude, there's no way we're quitting on this note. There's no way. Can we just quit this game? We gotta restart. But I appreciate you, Jerry. We appreciate you here, man. Simon for president would have been better if Patrick Mahomes wasn't a thing. Yeah, no kidding. Simon for president, I hear you. Yeah. If you had Patty Mahomes going up against you, man. Who? Oh, we got a gold player? Hey, we got a pack, boys. Daniel Jones. The option selected is not currently available. What? Are you kidding me? Did anyone really expect Gronk to play this well? Yes, I did, actually. I really did. If you're ever really, really bored and lonely, go back and find our tight end rankings going into the season or our preview for the season. Whatever we called that, I don't know. Anyways. I was very high on Gronk going into the season and felt like he was being very, very undervalued in drafts. He was a target for me in my primary league and in my 20-man league. In my 20-man league, I just missed him, which really hurt me because I ended up just with Jared Cook in that league. But in my primary league, Steven's dad took him like in like the 4th round. It's just unprecedented, which I can't say was a bad pick. Got him a lot of wins early in the season. But yeah, I was very high on him, believe it or not, man. Very high on Gronk going into the season. And the stats were there from the year before. So, and I only felt like he could do better the way that Tampa Bay had time to improve. So, like I said, if you're ever very bored and lonely, Jerry, go find our, it's probably pretty cringy to watch, but our tight end rankings going into the season. Sadly, he's only played like 2.5 games so far. And that's true as well. That is definitely true. Man, why is Saquon Barkley on the Bears? What is this? What is this? I feel like Barkley's going to have a good game. Okay, he didn't even get the ball. Okay, well, he technically did. Okay. If he did, go buy some lottery tickets because obviously you know the future. Hey, maybe it's a good sign, Jerry. Maybe it's a good sign. Although, like I said, I did not end up actually drafting him in any leagues, but I was very high on him nonetheless. Whoa, what a move. Who was that? Wait, Kyler Murray's in the game? I thought that was Justin Fields. Okay, Kyler Murray looks just like Justin. Dude, I swear it showed Justin Fields at the beginning of the game. I swear. All right, Jew, I drafted McCole Hardman like round 14 before someone took Mike Williams. So, yeah. Only guy I drafted and dropped it. Yeah, looking back, man, in those late rounds of the draft in my primary league, which is where I really needed to make money on my wide receivers, man. Guys that I passed on, Michael Pittman, Mike Williams. I scored on A.J. Brown, but I went with Corey Davis over Michael Pittman. And then I went with, Tim Patrick over Mike Williams. All right, in that same time range, the next player I picked was Tim Patrick, so maybe Williams got picked before, but nonetheless, man, you get the point, right? And those were wide receivers I was very high on, Michael Pittman as well as Tim Patrick, that I missed out on. So, what are you going to do? If I had those guys, my fantasy team would be looking a lot better right now. But what are you going to do, man? No reason to look back, right? No reason to look back. It's very easy to do, though. How is that a first down, guys? How is that a first down? Also drafted Edmonds round 7 before someone took Chase. Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase got taken very late in everyone's fantasy leagues, man. That's not one to really beat yourself up on. He was having an awful preseason, but for those of you guys that took a chance on him, yeah, I mean, Steven took a chance on him in our primary league. It's like he might be a wide receiver 1, so why not? So that's another guy who, I mean, just think about some of those receivers we just named that you could have gotten very late rounds. Jamar Chase, Mike Williams, although Mike Williams not been consistent as of late, and I guess to some degree Jamar hasn't either, but on the season as a whole. Michael Pittman, right? Antonio Brown, who's been injured at times as well. But just think about like those 4 guys and all the players you could have drafted before them. And let's say you only drafted 1 receiver and you still waited to the 3rd or 4th or even 5th round in some leagues. Could have been Cooper Kupp. Like you could have ended up with just some monster receivers very late in the draft and with only picking 1 very early as well. So what are you going to do, man? Fantasy is an interesting thing. It's very hard to predict. You can certainly do your best and spend hours upon hours studying it in the offseason, preseason, like we did here at the Catch, and we could still always be wrong. So yeah. Round 5, Swift is carrying my season though. Yeah, that's a player that I didn't even think about at all. I truly didn't. Steve and I were talking about that today. I didn't give him really any thought whatsoever into a player that I would want to draft. You go back and watch any of our mock drafts we did on the channel, man. I don't think I took Deandre Swift in a single mock draft at all. At all. And part of that had to do with the fact that he was on the Lions. Part of that is that I was never very high on him, man. And I got that wrong. He is fantastic. But it's very easy to not have conviction in a player and then just not go through with ever drafting them as well and being wrong about it at the same time. So what are you going to do, man? Let's see here. All right, Jerry, I drafted Connor and gave up on him after week 2. Who knew he'll go off the rest of the season? Yeah. It's hard, Jerry. It's hard. I know that's one that's going to beat you up, man. But you're right. Who would have known? Who would have known? That's another running back he could have drafted super late. Super late. And end up with the player who has the most rushing touchdowns in the league right now, right? Crazy. Crazy. Wow, all my receivers dropping their passes. Let's go. All right, let me see if I can't pick up a first down here. Let's see if Blake Jarwin can't get open. Blake Jarwin's like my best player. There we go. Wow, okay. I spoke too soon. What was that pass, Lamar? Where I don't even care. We're running the same exact play. Blake Jarwin's going to catch this. Calvin Johnson's going to be underneath. Dude, our receivers are kind of weak, bro. Let's go, Calvin. Let's go, Calvin Johnson. There we go. There we go. Okay. Jeez Louise. I'm about to get flamed for this, but I just want to say it anyways. All right. All right. Let's see here. Before season started, I traded away Kupp and Kamara for Julio Jones, T. Higgins, and Najee. Yikes. Yikes. You at least got Najee Harris, though. You at least got Najee Harris. But yeah, losing Kupp and Kamara is not fun. Not at all. Not at all. Connor is like the most injury-prone player in the NFL, and he looked like he had some cement shoes before last week. Not on you. I don't know if I'd say before last week, but at that point in week 2 in the season, yeah, maybe at that point. But gosh, he's had like a touchdown every game in the last 10 games, at least, if not 2 touchdowns. He's been insane lately, man. Ouch, that's why I avoid preseason trades. Yeah. I will say that's the main reason I avoid trades in general. And like I could just never live with myself if I were to trade away a player who ends up giving me a loss later on. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about bad trades. I traded Connor and Ridley for Lockett in week 2. Wow. That is hard to read out loud, Jerry. If Kamara is hurt rest of the season, though, it's like you did Kupp for Najee, which is fine. That's a good point, too. Jeez Louise, nope. I traded him away. Oh. Chosen Rose, I lost by a lot. I'm sorry to hear that, my dude. Certainly am sorry. Look at that run by Lamar. I really just need to run the football with Lamar every play. I don't know why I'm doing anything else. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, you traded Najee away? Oh, yikes. That does hurt things. It does affect things, I would say. Najee Harris starting to look like an absolute stud, man. Not that any of us are really surprised with that. Whoa. No, Lamar just fumbled out of the end zone? Yo, did you guys see that? I know half of you aren't even watching Madden, but what? Lamar just fumbled on the goal line out of the end zone. And we turned the football over, man. And now, dude, apparently Noah Fant is not stoppable. Jeez. Oh my goodness, man. I had the fleece of the year when I traded Devontae Parker and Saquon for Henry, but we all know how that turned out. I mean, honestly, I would argue that you potentially still won that trade. That is pretty much the fleece of the year, though I'm feeling dirty about my trade for Adams. Listen, man, I mean, if Barkley comes back, which he will, and he'll be fine towards the end of the stretch, but like, I really don't think that was a bad trade by any means at all. Thank you, Marcus Peters. Thank you. We really need this pick right here. Oh, gosh, where did that guy come from? Okay. Yeah, Jared, I wouldn't feel too bad about that. I really wouldn't. I mean, he got Derrick Henry for a portion of the season, you know. Such an unfortunate injury, man. Jeez Louise says, geez Louise, man. There you go. Come on, T. Higgins. What a bad play, T. Higgins. What are you doing? All right, we got to try. I don't even know what plays I'm running anymore. Whoa, dude, what is Lamar doing in the pocket? Maybe it's my analog stick, but I can like not scramble out with him anymore to the left. All right, we need. Oh gosh, we don't have Blake Jarwin in this package, boys. We're screwed. Let's get Jerry Judy the football though. Go, Judy, go, go, Judy. Run like the wind. All right, we're going to burn a timeout here. What was the Adams trade? Yeah, let us know. Let us know for sure, because I don't remember it off the top of my head. Dude, why is Jerry Judy like my fourth stringer? Go, Lamar. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Get back in this game. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button, man. I think everyone in the chat right now is already part of the Catch fam. But if you're listening in and you're new, make sure you hit that sub button as well. Become part of the Catch fam tonight. All right, let's see. Let's just run this bad boy. And again, there we go. Jew, Edmonds, Terry, and Gronk for Adams 2 weeks ago. Since then, Edmonds got hurt. Gronk doesn't look like he's coming back. Yeah, it is a good trade for sure. Definitely a good trade. But I think Gronk will eventually come back. But when he does, I do not know. For the fantasy season, does he? That may not happen. Will he play again this season at some point? I'm sure. Will he play in the playoffs, assuming that the Bucks make it, which I think they will? Yeah, of course. But I like that trade. I really do. I mean, Davante Adams he's Davante Adams. So can't really argue against him. Definitely a player to package for. All right, we're gonna play off the ball here. Whoa, why did he not throw that? He had like 3 wide open receivers. We were not in the right package there at all. Holy cow, I was scared. Gee, I feel like they might keep Gronk for the playoffs, so no fantasy games for him. Yeah, I could see that too. I mean, Brayton and Howard are playing well enough. They've got enough players on the squad, but I won't be surprised either way. I think Gronk will play as soon as he can, probably because he wants to, but it would definitely be beneficial to just let him hold off, right? Get fully rested. But I think we could see him towards the end of the fantasy season as well. We'll see what happens, though. Hard to say. So many players on that Bucks team, man. So many players. What are you going to do? So many mouths to feed. So many tight ends, too. So many wide receivers. Man, Ronald Jones. Okay, guys. Here's, for those of you guys newer to the channel, he weren't around during our mock draft period. A player I was super high on drafting in late rounds was Ronald Jones. And gosh, he's done nothing on the season. I mean, he had that fumble week 1, and Bruce Arians has just been like, we are not playing this guy at all. And Leonard Fournette has looked phenomenal. Crazy, man. I was so high on Ronald Jones, and he has just disappeared. There are a lot of rumors about him potentially being traded. I think it was a smart move to keep him because they know he is a capable back, even if he has some fumbling issues. But yeah, that's just funny to think about. That's another player that I got absolutely wrong. I mean, most of my preseason, offseason picks were fine, but that was one that was definitely off there. All right, let's see here. I actually offered Deontay and Edmonds for Ridley the week before, and the guy rejected it. Gave me Adams the week after. Hey, kudos to you. Kudos to him for making the wrong move, too. Jesus, was it just me, or has Tom Brady been a little bit worse than last year? I think he's still been better on the season. Yeah, I think he's still been better overall. All right, some guy, what's going on, man? How are you doing tonight? Thanks for coming out to the Catch. Appreciate having you here tonight. I think Daryl Williams can keep up production with Edwards-Helaire coming back. This is a great question. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the stream, right? I do believe that Williams can still see value even if CH comes back and is stealing a lot of production, because they have used both of these backs before, and Williams offers, some great receiving capabilities as well. So is he going to have like 30-point games like he had tonight when CH is back? No. But can he still be involved? Absolutely. Absolutely. And in full PPR, does he still offer value? Yes. Is it worth keeping him around to see how he's used overall? Of course it is. But, and I mean, that's mainly because he's on the Chiefs. But, and I think the Chiefs can get back to doing Chiefs things like we saw tonight. I think that they're really going to be in the mix to win that division. So, yeah, I think he's worth holding on to. But in terms of that super high production like we saw tonight, no, I don't think he'll keep that type of level up. All right, good question, though. Good question for sure. Brady was looking amazing for the last 2 weeks, looked better than last year. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, towards the end of the season last year, he started to look ridiculous, though. Yeah. Some guy agreed. Thanks, man. Absolutely, bro. That's what we're here for, my dude. The catch he had tonight for touchdown, yeah, it was insane. It was absolutely gnarly. He's a very talented player. He always has been. Am I really going to miss this extra point? Oh, my goodness. Okay. He's a great back, though. He really is. And I've always been kind of surprised they haven't utilized him more, or even that they haven't been confident in him being just their starter, right? Because he's capable of being a starter. But, yeah, I think our CH coming back will be good for the Chiefs. And yes, I think we should tamper expectations, excuse me. But he can still be involved, especially full PPR. Especially full PPR. But I appreciate the question, my dude. All right, let's see here. Derek, what's up? Scored the most points than anyone in the league until I went up against the guy that had Mahomes and Hill tonight. Shake my head. I DK and JT too and still lost. Shake my head. Wow. Juice says, wow, that's rough. Yeah, that is rough, Derek. I mean, it's still a great week. I mean, sometimes you just have these weeks where you put up a great stat line. You almost can't even be mad, right? Like you start all the right guys. You have a very high scoring week, and nonetheless, a team comes around and has a even higher scoring week and started even more of the right guys. You know what I'm saying? So it's rough, man. But just looking on the bright side of things, you have a great roster moving forward. You have plenty of reason to have faith moving forward. So think about those things as well. And I mean, I know it's rough, but hopefully you're still in the mix, man. I had Stevenson on my bench and started J. Rob instead. I mean, don't be wrong, man. J. Rob was still a great start on the week, so don't beat yourself up too much. Stevenson had a great day, but if I'm not mistaken, only about 6 more points than Robinson off the top of my head, dependent on scoring format as well. So don't beat yourself up too much, man. Don't beat yourself up too much. I'm 6-4 now. Hey, 6-4, you're still above 500. You should still be in the hunt there at the worst, if not still in playoff position. So don't stress about that too much, my dude. Still plenty to look forward to on the season, man. Wow, that was a very interesting tackle. Man, I gotta hold the Bears here. See, Crip, what's going on? Should I keep Schultz or drop for Hunter Henry? Man, that's a tough question. It's interesting, right? Only 2 targets for Dalton Schultz on the day. Second target was a red zone target, so keep that in mind as well. But Hunter Henry is just like a touchdown machine right now, man. And Mac Jones they have great chemistry. Probably the best chemistry out of Mac Jones and anyone on that team from a consistent basis. So I would definitely consider this move. Schultz is still, after this week, he should still be a top 10 tight end, but Henry is still a top 10 tight end as well. So I don't mind this move at all. Yeah, I'm very, very high on Hunter Henry, and I don't mind this move whatsoever. Yeah, not at all. I think 6-8 is still borderline playoffs, so you're good. Yeah. You can, you never know. It just depends on what teams lose and everything like that. So, wow, what is happening on this Madden play? No one was going anywhere near Kyler Murray. Okay. Yeah, you can still make the playoffs with some pretty bad records, guys. You really can. I have Fant as my other tight end. Okay, that helps. Fant has a very favorable remaining schedule, and a very favorable schedule in the playoffs. So, fantasy playoffs, that is. Yeah, I think you can make that move. I think you can. Derek, I'm in the hunt just trying to win division so I don't have to pay my dues for the league. 2 games behind division leader. Now, okay, I got you. Yeah, divisions can complicate things like that, but I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up if you're still in the hunt, my dude. No reason to at all. All right, guys, make sure you hit that like button, man. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button down below. Become part of the Catch fam tonight. We'll start to wind things down. If we get this dub, man, I told you guys, I'm going to play it till we get a dub. So, regardless, we probably won't be on too much longer. I'll just change the difficulty to rookie, but no, I'm just kidding. But I think we got a shot here. All we need is a field goal. Wow. Yeah, something that's messed up with my left analog stick. Because like when Calvin Johnson just jumped in the air randomly there, that was not planned. Oh gosh, timeout. All right, Derek Patterson is a high ankle sprain now. I'm hearing 2. I had him in 2, so I think Gallman will be a good add for this week for waivers. Her Patterson could be out 3 to 4 weeks. That's right. He did get banged up. And I didn't mention that at the beginning of the stream. When we went over, wow. Yes. Gallman's a good ad. Mike Davis's value goes up as well. Man, that sucks. Patterson's really like my favorite player in the entire league right now. How was that not a catch, bro? Dude, we got to be able to find Blake Jarwin on this play right here, man. Yeah, Cordell Pounder and Cheese. Very, very sad. Not a guy we want to see injured. What are you doing, Megatron? What are you doing? All right, we just got to get a quick first down here. Let's go. I like this formation right here. Derek, my favorite 2, and this does suck. Yeah, hate injuries to anyone, man. Absolutely. Ooh, wide open. Catch that ball. Oh, come on, Megatron. Okay. Wait. They have Rodrigo Blankenship? Oh, no, guys. They don't have to go very far. What am I doing? What am I doing in this game, man? I knew Kyler was going to do that. How is that not a fumble? Are you kidding me? I need 28 from Henderson. Do you think he's able to do it? Asked Jerry. Technically, yeah. I mean, the Niners have not been very good against opposing running backs. Yes. I could actually see this happening. But how likely is it? I'm not entirely sure. It would be his best performance of the season, if I'm not mistaken. But it could happen. Could happen. You never know, Jerry. That's the beautiful thing about fantasy. Oh, I should have put in Johnny Unitas. What a bad throw. Oh, let's go, Blake Jarwin. Good catch. All right, we're going to take this thing to overtime and hopefully get a dub. We'll see. We'll see. I need 40 from Henderson. I hope for both of your guys' sake that it happens. I absolutely do. All right, guys. So tomorrow we will have our waiver wire edition stream for week 11. So make sure you guys stay tuned tomorrow. Make sure you got that notification bell on so you don't miss any uploads or streams. I always love our waiver wire streams, man. A lot to go over tomorrow as well. Some big injuries on the week. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what time we'll be streaming, but we'll find out tomorrow. I got a couple things on the plate tomorrow. So we'll be in tomorrow, man, for the waiver wire stream. Make sure you guys check that out. It's always one of my favorite streams to do on a weekly basis. Outside of that, we will have fantasy Q&A heading into week 11 tomorrow night as well. So make sure you guys stay tuned. All right, Derek, what do you make of Stevenson now after this big breakout week? Yeah, if Harris remains banged up, this is a huge opportunity. Stevenson's got a good matchup next week, but he does have the Patriots have some very tough opponents coming up as well in terms of teams against the run. So, I mean, that does concern me, but at least there are some good matchups coming up in the short term, but in the long term, there's a very bad stretch. So we do want to keep that in mind as well. All right, what am I doing, man? This has just been an awful drive. Why did no one pick this man up? Why did no one block him? I'm going no huddle. We're putting Blake Jarwin on the fly. He's going to beat this safety. Okay, he doesn't beat the safety. Why am I scrambling out? Why am I throwing? What was that throw, Lamar? Lamar, no. No. Okay. That was a lot of things going on there. That was an awful drive by me. Who do you think the best possible player for the playoffs is? David Montgomery and James Robinson are the guys to own. Yeah, those are the two backs to own. And I always go running back, so those are the guys to own. Henderson's up there as well. Those are the guys, man. Do you have those three guys on your squad, which is very, very possible, you are in a very good place for the fantasy playoffs. Trophies, what's going on, man? Traded Saquon for Chubb. What do y'all think? I love the trade. I love the trade, man. I'm all for some Nick Chubb. I love this trade overall, man. I think it's a great trade. Don't have anything against Saquon. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll definitely turn things up here. But I love this trade at the same time. Absolutely do. Should I trade Dalvin for Zeke and Higgins? I don't think it's too crazy of a swap there between Dalvin and Zeke. They both have very interesting handcuff situations on their respective teams. Both good offenses. Cowboys a little bit better. I don't hate this trade if you really need depth at the receiver position. I don't know how much is really being offered to you overall with T. Higgins, but he's worth a shot. Yeah. I'll make sure to watch the waiver video at the courthouse, says Jerry. That would be legendary if you did. Oh, my gosh, guys. Oh, my gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. I'll talk to everyone next time. Yeah, we're not playing any more Madden, guys. I can't. I'm mentally defeated on Madden tonight. Jerry, I appreciate you, my dude. Appreciate you being here. We'll see you tomorrow, man. Yeah, guys, we will have our Week 11 waiver wire ads tomorrow. Make sure you guys tune in for that stream. Always a good stream, man. Always is. Outside of that, Smokey the Cat, I've got Madison and Pollard on my bench. Yeah, I like the trade. I really do. I don't mind the trade at all. Outside of that, we'll have Week 11 Fantasy Q&A tomorrow night, probably a little bit somewhere towards the second half of the game, so we can watch some of that game together as well. So make sure you guys tune in, man. If you guys are new, trophies, I'll get your question here. Daryl Williams is RB1 in Kansas City or back to CEH? Yeah, we've talked about this a little bit on the stream tonight, my dude. Listen, I don't necessarily think Williams will become the RB1, but at the same time, does he still present value? Yes, CEH is going to eat into that production a bit, but Williams will still present value, especially in PPR formats. Probably going to be better as a flex play, not something you're going to have as much confidence in as a RB1 or RB2. Is he going to have these crazy 30-point games like he did tonight? No. But is he still valuable? Absolutely. So it's going to be interesting to see how Kansas City splits the time between the two, but only time will really tell, right? So do I think you should drop Williams? Not necessarily, right? Especially in deeper PPR formats. But overall, do I think he'll be an RB1? No, I think that they'll split time. Geez Louise helped with 3 out of 7-ish hours of homework. Hey, I'm happy, geez Louise. Lit stream. Thanks, man. Of course. That's what we're here for, my dude. I appreciate you being part of the Catch fam. I appreciate you coming out on a consistent basis, man. Jew, peace, folks. Peace out, Jew. Trophies, all right. Thanks. Absolutely, my dude. That's what we're here for, man. We'll be on tomorrow to get more fantasy Q&A going if you need anything moving into Week 11 as well. So I appreciate you coming out tonight, my dude. Smokey the Cat, I traded Amari Cooper for Daryl Williams this week. Win or loss? It depends on the rest of your depth there. I would have probably held on to Cooper unless you had extreme depth at receiver, right? And you were tired of boom or bust plays. I would have held on to Cooper outside of that, though, to be honest with you, my dude. Geez Louise, what time does the stream start tomorrow? Like I said, I'm not exactly sure, but I'll have it planned ahead for you guys. So just make sure you stay tuned. Get that notification bell on. That you guys won't miss any streams or uploads if you do so. But tomorrow I do have a lot on the plate, man. So unfortunately, I can't give you guys a promise of time right now. But just keep your eyes out. Get the notification bell on. It'll definitely help, man. But yeah, man. Tomorrow, Week 11 waiver ads. Fantasy Q&A moving into Week 11 with some Monday Night Football hangout as well. So stay tuned, guys. I'm excited, man. Another week already practically in the books. This NFL season is just flying by. I truly do appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate this community. Appreciate the Catch fam. You guys are phenomenal. Just killing it week after week, having a blast hanging out with you guys on a weekly basis. You guys truly, truly are the best subscriber base that myself and our co-host Steven could possibly ask for. Geez Louise, got school till 7, so I might miss some. Hey, no worries, man. Can always watch the streams retrospectively, or at least listen to parts of them, man. Especially things like the waiver wire stream. I try to make that shorter so it's a little bit easier for you guys to go through and listen to. Take whatever notes you need to, and then the Q&A and reaction streams are probably our longest streams, of course. But anything outside of that, I try to keep to a shorter time period. So don't worry about it, man. And we appreciate having you when we do have you. So no worries whatsoever, my dude. So good note to end the night on, man. Truly appreciate you guys. Look forward to hanging out with you guys tomorrow. Appreciate everyone who came out tonight. Appreciate you guys dropping the likes on the video. Appreciate any new members of the Catch fam we did gain tonight. You guys are such a phenomenal community, man. Just it's been a blast watching this community grow throughout the season. And like I said, another week practically in the books, man. Let's get ready for week 11. Let's get ready for some Monday night football. And everyone have a great rest of their Sunday night and a great start to the week as well. A great Monday tomorrow. I got nothing else to say, but thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on the Catch, and peace.